Lads.
Hey, here we go, lads, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Hal here and Nick. You're right, mate.
Yeah, don't wait for me, or will you just start it straight away? I need toilet as well. You started me way
I actually only brought myself in. You must have brought yourself in. I was going to handle it for the first few. You can go and have your ablutions, do what you need to do. I got this.
It's fine. I'm here now.
All right, he's here now, everyone. From what you don't know is that myself and Bobby in the background, we've been, ready, getting everything set. And Nick, at the moment, if I am to become manager of Sheffield United, as some of you have suggested, his position as my assistant is very much in jeopardy. Bobby has really shone. And,
shall we just say that if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have this platform? So
Bobby said exactly that.
Exactly.
Which is why you, of course, will be you will be the Alan Nil to my Paul Heckingbottom. So I've got to give a shout out to the Tufty Club. Wonderful podcast. Do check it out. They, of course, are named the Tufty Club. Tufty, the nickname of Chris Wilder, and they were saying they need to change the name, sadly, of their podcast. And so Heckingbottom Club is too long. It needs to be a nickname. So they've gone with the Bottom Club.
Brilliant. Because I think a lot of the teams will dine out on that, won't they, as well? The Bottom Club, with us being 20th in the Premier League.
It sadly works on multiple levels. So if you've never watched one of these watch-alongs before, please do hit like. If you're watching on YouTube, you can join us on Twitter. You can join us on Facebook. You can comment, and we will bring your comments up on screen. This is a place to have a vent. This is a place to share what you think about the last 48 hours, which have been crazy. This is a place where we are all Blades. We really don't want too many outsiders today. This is all about us Blades coming in, and we're all feeling the exact same way at the moment. And Nick and I are going to try and talk about the game. But Nick, I think it's fair to say the game is secondary today.
I don't know. I think I'm probably going to be playing devil's advocate today, because I feel like everybody's just saying, "Oh, that's it. I'm not going to be a Blade anymore." It's just it's quite embarrassing from the fans as well, I feel, because we love Wilder, we do, but football moves on sometimes. We didn't want to lose him, but there's a lot of players and a lot of managers that we didn't want to lose in the past, and the fact that so many fans have been all saying, "Oh, I'm a bigger Blade than you," obviously not actually saying those words, but fans say, "Oh, I've been to these games, I've done this, I've done that," and then now everyone's willing to just boycott the whole club. We've said in the past, nobody is bigger than Sheffield United. Why is suddenly the manager bigger than Sheffield United? So I know a lot of people are going to disagree. I know a lot of people are going to get on my back for that, but we are all Sheffield United fans, no matter what happens. So,
no, you're not wrong. You're absolutely right. Do you agree with people who are saying, rather than get on the back of the Prince or whomever you blame for this, it's time to back who we've now got in the position, which is Heckingbottom, Nil, and after a watching brief today, Jason Tyndall, who I'm going to call JT Hammer from now on, like MC Hammer, because he is a West Ham fan.
We don't want to mention that, do we, mate? Don't want to mention that.
I'm calling him JT Hammer from now on. But anyway, are you saying we just back the current incumbents, and is it your like Band-Aid, forget about Chris Wilder, we move on?
No, not forget about Chris Wilder, not at all. I'm feeling it like everybody else is feeling it. But at the same time, some people saying this game doesn't matter, this doesn't matter, this doesn't matter. We're Sheffield United fans, after all. If we win today, it's going to be very difficult. Don't get me wrong. I'm not for a second thinking that we are going to win. But if we win today, I wonder how many fans will be back being Sheffield United fans again. It really frustrates me, this, because we've been.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, Nick. I want your thoughts on this. I've seen loads of people who've mentioned it to me. We've even had private DMs of people saying, "I'm done. I'm not going again. I'm not supporting the club anymore."
Black.
What do we? I'll have a black coffee as well.
No, Charles just said, "Do you want your earphones?" And I'm like, "Yeah. Which one? Black one."
So, man, she's always welcome to be on the stream. You know, I think she's fabulous. So what I was going to say
is, ahead.
What do you say to those people who are saying they've had enough and they're not coming back? I mean, what can you say to that?
it's difficult because I know how people are feeling. Like I'm feeling the same. A lot of people are saying shoes off in the car park and all that lot. But at the same time, we can't change it. He's gone. I'm assuming we've paid some money towards Wilder. I know it's mutual consent. I don't know how much it is mutual consent, whether Wilder has been pushed or whether Wilder has wanted to leave himself. To me, it looks like it's a bit of both. I think they've not got on, and thanks. They've not got on, and Wilder's probably been paid, not completely up his contract if he does want to leave, but I don't know. I just feel like, we need to back the boys. After all, look at the players that are on the pitch. We've got your Bulldogs. Not Egan's on the pitch. But
if you pluralise these people again.
Oh, shut up. But you've got the lads on the pitch that we've been supporting for the last however long. Let's just not stop supporting them just because of the manager. I don't know.
I've got to say the outpouring at the moment, Nick, is all in your favour. This one from James.
I'm surprised.
No,
I'm really surprised at that.
I'm not. Nick is spot on, been a Blade for 60 years. Thought it was all over when Warnock went, but the team live on. So many people are saying they agree with you, Nick, in the comments. We want you to share what you think about what has happened. Please put it in the comments, and we will do our very best to get through all of these. Bobby, I'm going to hand over comments to you just for a moment, buddy, while I just reel off the Leicester City team, because they are at home. So we'll go with them first. And we, of course, do have a football match to focus on today. I know. Kasper Schmeichel, former Darlington loanee, that's what he's known for, is the captain today. Then we have, and I've got to say, Nick, I was so close to getting this Leicester team right on our match preview. Fofana.
No, you weren't.
I was.
Chris Basham.
Yeah, the
I
Leicester
laughed
team.
my head off when I saw that it was Chris Basham playing.
We're going to get to that. I've set aside 10 minutes for you to have your Chris Basham moment, but at the moment, I'm just focusing on Leicester, and I did really well on this.
We don't care, Chris Basham.
Fofana, Johnny Evans, Soyun Chu, Ricardo. Then in the midfield, Yes Ndidi, Tielemans, Castagna, Jose Perez, Iheanacho, and Vardy. Right, I got that spot on from the match preview, and that is very, very rare. So please just let me have my moment. Thank you.
I'm only messing. No, that's all.
Over to you, Nick, with the Blades team, which you quite rightly, not only did you get off air to hear my fantastic Chris Basham impression, but you predicted that Bash would be back.
I was thinking at the time, if any of these players are going to be back before they say they will be, it's Chris Basham. That bloke runs and runs and runs, barely gets injured, and he's just such a great professional. Love that Basham's back today. And but fair play to you. If Basham said that he was going to be back for the Chelsea game, didn't they? And I missed that part. So it's me not listening more than anything. It's luck more than judgment, I reckon. But I'm just glad that Bash is back. I really am, because we've been struggling without him. And I honestly thought that Ampadu would have gone to left centre-back because, I don't know, Jags has been brilliant at centre-back. Oh, shut up. So are we getting behind the team then, or what today?
I am. I'm fully behind the boys. I'm very impressed with your team lineup that you did yesterday on the match preview. Always do watch those match previews. Nick never likes to admit it, but he does get a lot of things right. And I'll fairly say this, that you also spot things in game, which you seem to spot before others.
Do you know what I did spot yesterday as well? Did you watch the West Brom game?
I haven't watched any football for a long, long time.
I don't blame you. But I was watching the West Brom game, and there was a handball where, who did he play? I've forgotten. Handball by a West Brom player. He leaned like that, and straight away I'm like, I think he's handballed that. Furlong. And then as it came, yes, Furlong. And as it came back, I'm like, yes, he did handball it. I did it again. Hal would be very appreciative of that.
Yeah, you do spot things that in game that just seem to just happen, and everyone carries on, and you call them. So it's one of the good reasons to watch these watch-alongs. But do let us know your thoughts. I want to go back to this comment from Paul Thornton, because I've put on my Twitter at JNC Pod an interview I did with Chris Wilder just before he played MK Dons, which is one of my favourite away days of all time. And he's just mentioned here, Paul, that he had the pleasure of meeting Chris Wilder, who's a right nice bloke, really down to earth and chatty. Even though I'm a Blade, we never mentioned football. Really nice, genuine guy. And I just wanted to say that when I interviewed Chris Wilder, first of all, he did the interview for free, which you might think, well, of course he did. Nick and I could tell you some stories. And also, he gave up his time. And at the end of the interview, when we were off air, he spent about 10 minutes just asking me, about my career, my family, why I supported the Blades. Just couldn't have been nicer. Wasn't interested in talking about himself. Didn't want to just like, oh, hi, bye. An actual polite, nice person. And that was too difficult for me to listen to that MK Dons pre-match interview that I did with him again, because it was such different times and he was so happy back then.
Yeah, definitely. Just when you were talking about MK Dons, that brings it back, because that was such a great away day. I'm trying to think which was better, MK Dons away or Stoke away, because Stoke was also a next level. I loved that. The whole kind of 10, 15, 20 minutes after the game where everyone was just bouncing around singing songs, it was just great.
I've got to pick MK Dons because I didn't go to Stoke because I was in Gibraltar at the time.
Don't care. Get back. Get a plane back.
It's not actually that easy when it's sold out and you haven't had a season ticket because you've been living abroad.
Not good enough.
Yeah, you're
Don't
right.
live abroad.
I'm a disgrace and I shouldn't do things for career advancement.
Wait, you always give me grief for my career advancement.
I blooming do, yeah, because it affects me. Paul said here, which of the current players do you think could be the next Chris Wilder? He says Bash. I think Billy Sharp, without a shadow of a doubt, will be a manager. I know he's got an interest in being a manager. Also, Nick, first of all, before I get your answer, I'll just throw in a former player that I think could be a wonderful manager of Sheffield United, a friend of the programme, Nick Montgomery.
Definitely. If anyone's sensible enough to be a manager, it's definitely Nick Montgomery, isn't it?
Mr. Sensible.
Is there anyone else that we can think of? Like your David McGoldricks maybe coming towards the end of his career? What? Why are you laughing at me?
You did that on purpose then. You know I hate pluralising.
I definitely didn't.
You did. Okay, so put in the comments, who do you think of the current squad or former players would be a good manager? I mean, Aaron said Billy and Jags, and also James has said Jags. Did you see Billy and Jags doing that mock commentary of their own goals?
Yeah, I thought. Go on.
I thought Jags didn't come across very well, and Billy came across really well.
Yeah, and I've been told in the past. I don't know if I'm supposed to share this, but I will anyway. Years and years and years ago, there was a Sheffield United staff party, and some of you who know me know that my family's worked for Sheffield United and stuff before.
This is how you knew about Basham, isn't it?
No, it's not.
You got all this inside info. He keeps it quiet. He's getting it all.
No, definitely not. I probably knew more back in the day than I do now. Yeah. Jags and Monte were both doing bingo calling for one of the staff parties. They said it was one of the funniest things they've ever seen. Monte was like the dry one, obviously, and Jags was hilarious. So when I saw that pop up on my phone, Billy and Jags, and I know that they're good mates now, so I'm thinking this is going to be hilarious. And like you say, Billy Sharp was all jokes, and Jags was a bit more dry, weren't they?
He really was. He really, really was. But it was still good fun. Just Jags was not quite what we expected. But, maybe just one of those days. I'm sure you don't need to be witty to be a good manager. No. So instead, we will look at Jags being on the bench today. We've already gone through the starting 11, which Nick did so well to predict, although you deliberately left Lundstrom out to create a bit of controversy. I put him in my predicted 11 just to get a load of grief. But we both said it in the match preview that John Lundstrom would start this game. So you're not surprised.
No, definitely not. It wasn't necessarily for controversy. It was more for the fact that I gave him so much grief in the last watch-along that I thought, I can't give him so much grief and then put him in my team. I want to see Osborne. I want to see more of Osborne. It's really frustrating that Ozzy barely gets a game. And especially when Lundstrom, one, doesn't want to be here, and two, isn't really playing that well, is he?
No.
But we've just... They don't like playing a left-footed player on the right side. That is what it is, really, isn't it?
Completely. We've been saying since, I think, the third week of this season that we'd like to see Ben Osborne and John Fleck in the midfield, because it's not Ben Osborne's fault that he was born naturally left-footed, and to be left out of the side when he's always plays well, always gives 100%. Really, that's what you want now. And I don't want to see Ben Osborne leave because he's frustrated with his lack of minutes, because any scout watching Ben Osborne would say, well, he clearly can do it in the Premier League, and at the very least he can do it and will start in the Championship. So I do worry that a team will come sniffing for him, and I wouldn't blame him if he left.
No, definitely not. And you always think when we sell players, it's all down to us being a selling club or whatever people want to say. But you never look and think. For instance, if we sell one of our bigger players, let's just say Sander Berge for obviousness. If someone comes in for Sander Berge and he wants to go, we're not necessarily a selling club. We just don't want to keep a player that would rather be somewhere else.
Spot on. Well said. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
And if I was Sander Berge, I've come to this country. Fair enough, he looks like he loves playing for Sheffield United. He looks like he loves the fans. Obviously, we gave him that amazing reception at Crystal Palace. He probably doesn't want to go. But at the same time, could you really say to him, stay at Sheffield United or go to a top half of the table club in the Premier League? It's difficult to turn that down to play in the Championship.
Completely. And the money as well will be very appealing. I think we both expect Sander Berge to leave, and it will be a sad day. And I know there's a lot of Norwegian blades that have followed us since the Joe Flo, Roger Nielsen days, but it's probably going to happen. Just looking, because we've discussed the starting 11, just looking at the bench, we've got League One Wes, Ollie McBurney is dropped. Moose is on there. He's not had a good game this season. Maybe you could say Bristol Rovers in patches. Max Lowe, who I know hasn't impressed us greatly, although we're definitely backing him for next season. I think he'll do well in the Championship. One of our 9 left wing backs. We've mentioned Jags. We've got Jayden Bogle, who I think we'd all agree should be found a place for in the first team. That was a weird way of constructing that sentence. We've talked about Ben Osborne. I would be starting Brewster. I would like to see Brewster, who scored for Swansea a goal every other game. Ollie McBurney has a Championship goal-scoring record as well of similar. You can imagine if we could get those two working together and firing next season, that's 20 goals apiece and over 40 goals between them, quick maths. It does make sense, in my opinion, to start building their partnership. So I'm a little bit surprised that we really haven't gone for McBurney and Brewster when it's looked like the writing's on the wall. And Dai, who celebrated his birthday in our previous game, but still has yet to see any first-team minutes in the Premier League.
Yeah, we've got an embarrassment of riches up front, really, to say that we're like going into the Championship, because like you've just said, Brewster and McBurney both scored lots and lots of goals in the Championship. Billy Sharp also scored lots and lots of goals in the Championship. McGoldrick scored 15 in the Championship, and he's not a out-and-out goal scorer, is he? So you got 4 there straight away. Obviously, I can't see Mousse being a Sheffield United player next season. I think we'll try and get him off the wage bill. After all, he can afford a Lamborghini. He's definitely going to be on a little bit of coin, isn't he? And then finally, you've got Ollie Burke, who is so dangerous because of that pace. Fair enough, he's sometimes too quick for his brain and for his feet. But at the same time, I think in the Championship, he really could flourish. So we've got lots and lots of people are saying that, we've got we've more chance of going down to League One. People are seriously saying that. And I don't get it. Looking at our strikers, at least, I know they're not banging them in the Premier League, but we're going into the Championship. It's a lot different. So we just need to sort that midfield out, and I think we'll be fine as long as we keep hold of most of the midfield. Most of the defence. But let's be honest, we're probably going to be playing 4 defenders next season. We're probably not going to be playing 5 because most teams play 4 at the back, and we're obviously going to have a different manager, different managerial setup. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
I was going to say, of United's 239 shots this season, Ryan Brewster has taken only 16 of them in his 864 minutes on the field, with 9 of those originating from outside the box, so speculative efforts. He's found the target with only 5 of his attempts on goal. 864 minutes is all he's had. That is less than 10 games. So anyone having a pop at Ryan Brewster for not finding form, he hasn't had a chance to play his way into form. That's what you need.
Yeah, definitely. I think sometimes he does get a bit of grief because he doesn't put himself about enough. Sorry, I'm doing the reading thing again.
I know that's made me laugh as well. Your Ollies and your Rians, honestly.
Yeah, so Ryan Bruce, I think he's got a bit of stick for not putting himself about, but I do think he did that against Southampton. He put himself about more, and I think if David McGoldrick had a better game, Brewster could have scored. We could have scored a couple of goals in that first half, and we could be talking about everything a little bit differently.
Yeah, I mean, Brewster, what has he got to do, really? Because you're quite right. He had his best game, arguably, for us against Southampton, and then he's dropped. And you just think, as a striker, you've got to build that consistency, and it can only happen with getting minutes. I just want to let you know, if this is your first watch along, the way these work, we will be giving our reaction to the game as we watch it. It is on Sky Sports. So if you want to get that on, try and get level with us. You can pause Sky if they are ahead, and you can pause us if we are ahead. But the idea is you watch the game on the box or on, your whatever way, the internet if you're overseas or whatever, and then you keep us in the background as you sort of sound to accompany it. You could choose to watch it on Sky and get the thoughts of former Sheffield Wednesday player Andy Hinchcliffe, or two diehard blades that love the club and you. Your choice. So that's your options, and that's how it works, just so you know. All right? Good stuff.
And we're not showing the game, are we, Hal?
We're not showing the game. People always say that in the comments, are you showing the game? But that's the housekeeping done. And hopefully that all makes sense. And do please smash a like. And the one thing we really want with these watch-alongs is everyone seems to enjoy them. The numbers grow and grow each time, but we need more people to know about them. And that's the thing. I keep finding a blade each week will be like, oh, I didn't know you were doing those. So we can only shout to so many people. If you enjoy these watch-alongs, please do tell someone else. If you tell one friend and they tell one friend, well, you know how it works. That would be absolutely brilliant.
Can I just put this up on screen just for a second? Sorry, Bobby. Do you know what that means, Hal?
No, because I'm nearly 40.
Yeah, Chunks is a YouTuber, and Chunks made a celebration up for Brewster when he scored his first goal. And I wonder if he's ever going to do that, because he's obviously not scored a goal. We'll see if he scores one this season. But if we get a penalty, give it to him.
Let's talk about Jack's comment. Anyone surprised that Alan Knill has stayed? What's that all about? It's a good question.
He's not staying for me.
Okay, so that's interesting. Obviously, Nick's just guessing, but the Wilder and Knill are like Blackwell and Warnock. So they're synonymous with each other. And really, you'd maybe have expected Knill to fall on his sword, would you, if Wilder's going?
Yeah, I think Knill will be going, if I'm being completely honest. I think what they've done is they've tried to pretend that Knill's staying to kind of keep the fans on board a little bit. And I think he'll be gone within a week or two, if I'm being completely honest.
Wow, strong thoughts from Nick. Of course, we are just speculating. We haven't got a clue, but it's possible, and already people are agreeing with you, saying this. Maybe Knill will join Wilder wherever Wilder turns up next. We're hearing rumours. We can actually start speculating now because he's no longer an employee of Sheffield United. But Wilder could go to a club in the Premier League. He might wait. He might wait till something like Newcastle becomes available. He might go to a club that's currently not got a manager, like Celtic or somewhere like that. And he might take Alan Knill with him. I know you'll want to see lots of those, Nick, so I'll just put that on screen.
Yeah, you don't see many of them, Hal, to be honest.
Yeah, but when you do, they're like gold, so you just grab them, and you stick them on there.
Harsh. Do you know what I'd love to know? Oh, no, actually, we'll talk about that in a bit, because we're obviously talking about something quite important here. I was going to go a different way, but I'll ask you about that later. Alan Knill, so I can see what's happening is that Jason Tyndall's coming in. Obviously, we've got Heckingbottom as well. How does Knill fit into that? Why would you have three high-up coaches, if you like?
Yeah, not one of them is a proven manager in the Premier League. Paul Heckingbottom, I've got a lot of friends who are Leeds fans. Don't judge me, but my phone has blown up. I had 92 messages this morning when I woke up about Paul Heckingbottom. And all Leeds, I know, I counted them because I thought you might ask me about it. All of them were very disparaging about Paul Heckingbottom. I am 100% behind him because he's working for Sheffield United now. He's done good things. He plays the same system as well. I want to thank Jason the Knowledge for telling me a little bit more about Paul Heckingbottom and his style of play. And maybe that's part of the transition. We're keeping that 3-5-2. Heckingbottom knows it. One positive with Heckingbottom, he might finally blood some of the youth that's been so good, doing so well for the under-23s, because he'll know them so well. A bit like, and I'm not comparing him with this man, but a bit like Guardiola when he took over at Barcelona and he started bringing in the likes of Iniesta and Sergio Busquets because he knew them from the La Cantera, the quarry system at Barca. Now, that is not me comparing. I do not want that clipped. I'm not comparing. Obviously, you've got JT Hammer, who we understand is good friends with Betts, and there's a possibility that Jason Tyndall, JT Hammer, has been brought in because he'll be assistant manager next season to Eddie Howe.
Yeah, a lot of people are making that assumption, aren't they? And I wouldn't be against that. But we said in that video, didn't we, that Eddie Howe doesn't like the North. Like, he's got nothing against the North. He just likes living. It's fair enough. I wouldn't want to live down south. I don't.
Well,
like
when you say he's got nothing against the North, I mean, he disliked Burnley, and he made it quite clear that he couldn't live or work in Burnley. So I think it's fair to say that he didn't like the North.
Let's be honest. Who would want to live in Burnley? Sorry,
it's the home of the it's the home of the Co-op, man.
Sorry, in that case.
No, actually, that's Rochdale, isn't it? They're really close, you know.
Fair enough. And they've got a shocking accent as well. I can see why he didn't want to live in Burnley.
This is interesting from our man, Adrian. I had one message from a Leeds fan about Heckingbottom, and he said, doomed to League One. Ah, well. Do you know what, Adrian? You and we had some good times in League One, didn't we? Trips to Leyton Orient and the like. So, it's not all doom and gloom. We'll still be Blades. We'll still be watching them. Still got a club. We're not Bury.
Oh, that's a bit harsh on Paul Berry.
Well, I say we're not Bury, are we? As in they've disappeared. So it's, we're painting it as this is the worst thing ever. Chris Wilder has not died, and we still have a football club to support. I'm just trying to be positive. Yeah,
and looking at, my dad was saying to me earlier, look at all the managers that they put on like Sky Bet or whatever. And I'm looking at them thinking, they haven't got a clue what they're talking about. Someone put Nigel Adkins on there. Have they not done the research? Nigel Adkins, as if he's gone from they've given him the job, and he did the worst job that's ever been at Sheffield United in my lifetime. As if we're going to give it him when we're kind of like just coming down from the Premier League. Then there's Wednesday managers on there as well, which is never going to happen. They haven't got a clue what they're talking about. So if you're looking at that and thinking, oh God, we're doomed, it's not going to necessarily be one of those top names that they've picked. It's just bookies just picking some names out of a hat and being like, oh, they're free.
Yeah, and it's the merry-go-round, isn't it? And maybe it's time to actually give some managers, new young people who haven't really just been part of that system over and over again, just the same names come up. Maybe it's time to give some young up-and-coming with some new, fresh ideas a chance. And it's probably going to have to be a British manager, as I mentioned in the match preview with the rules. And this is not a pro or anti-Brexit thing. It's a fact. The rules to who you can appoint from overseas, depending on their longevity in the game and how long they've managed in the top level. So you can't just find a new Daniel Farke. Nick,
can I just say, I've obviously got Sky Sports on, and it just popped up with the Sheffield United team, and Heckingbottom is right in front of me. That just looked really weird then.
I've seen it. Right, give me a minute. I just need to grab something that's about to fall. Hang on.
Okay, mate. That's fine. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. So they're just showing the team on screen right now. You've probably already seen it. What does everybody think in the comments? What do you think about the team that he's put out today? Because when I saw it, I was a little bit optimistic, and I don't know why. It's probably just me being kind of really, really optimistic. I just feel like a change of manager might not do us the world. Might not do us the world of harm because of how badly we've been all season. I know people are going to hate me saying that. But at the same time, we've not shown any sort of attacking intent this season. We've had no pace. We've had no creativity. I just want to enjoy watching football again. So maybe something different might not be terrible.
Oh, swapped. It's exotic, isn't it?
Did you just hear what I said? Because I said something you probably wouldn't agree with. New manager bounce.
I don't agree with you. And some of the names that obviously that are being suggested here, yes, okay, you're right. Let's think about it positively. We have to face facts. A new manager bounce would be fantastic. I would say go out there, lads, smash Leicester, do it for the gaffer. The gaffer being Chris Wilder.
Yeah, and Alan Nil were right there. Alan Nil's there. It feels weird. It feels like you've split up with your girlfriend, but she's still living in your house. Do you know
That's
what I
a
mean?
great analogy. That's absolutely spot on. Yeah.
No,
Or
no
maybe
Chris
maybe
Wilder,
not.
but
No.
Alan
I'll
Nil.
tell you what. The girlfriend is Wilder, but you had a cat together, which is Alan Nil, and the cat is still in the house.
Alan Nil's a cat.
Well, because the main piece is
Yeah.
obviously of that has actually gone, and you're not seeing anymore. So actually, I think Alan Nil is definitely in this scenario a ginger tabby, and you're very fond of the cat. That's not a great start. We have kicked off. We'll leave the cat analogies for half time. That'll be a big cat chat coming up then. So you can choose Bill Leslie, who's actually very good, or Andy Hinchcliffe, who's not, or us. Just so you know, if you're trying to keep level with us, we are bang on. Hopefully, Nick's on the same time as me. 0-0-20.
Yes.
Good enough.
You went a little bit early then.
We haven't got.
I'm on 0-0-30.
Yeah, bang on. We haven't got a clock yet. We've looked into it. We have not ignored your requests for a clock during the game. It's actually really, really difficult, and you might think we're just being lazy.
No, it's difficult.
It's difficult. All right, so we would have a clock on.
I'll just tell you the reason. I'm not going to bore anyone, but all I'll say is the system that we're using right now is really rigid, and it's difficult to kind of import things like that and place them exactly where we want. So we will try our very, very best to sort it, but it might take some thinking and some Googling and some watching of YouTube videos. But also, not just that, StreamYard, the streaming system that we do use, may introduce something because they are a really forward-thinking company. So what's the word?
Hold that thought. Hold fire.
I was going to say hold the phone, but that's definitely not what it is.
That was a great saying from 1983 that I remember.
Well,
people ask us in the comments why we're not on TikTok. That's why.
1983 was my big year. My breakout year. When I was -4.
Right, so I didn't do the maths there to work out how old you are. Hold that thought is what I thought you were going to say.
We'll go with that.
By the way, the game has started. We are 1 minute 55. Blades already won a free kick early on for a foul on John Fleck. We're now trying to break into the box. It's not been a bad start from the pink and grey Wizards.
Pink and grey army. We've gone full throttle. It seems for the first 2 minutes. We are getting tackles in there. We are trying to be first to the ball. Do you know what? I was going to use this, not analogy. What's the word? Similar sort of situations that we had to Leicester. It's not the same, but it's slightly similar. When Ranieri won them the league, and then the season after, they got rid of him because they had some bad results. It feels quite similar to that, and I feel like Leicester have been there where we are right now. I know it's completely different because he's a Blade. He's taken us up 2 divisions, but they won the bloody league with a squad that you wouldn't normally think would win the league, and then they got rid of the manager. Yeah,
it's similar. No, I've certainly talked to some Leicester fans about the similarities there, and there was definitely divides there. I think there was more people who were happy for Ranieri to go than we've had Blades fans happy for Wilder to go. I would say 98% of Blades still wanted Wilder. We just saw a clip in the crowd of JT Hammer there, who's masked up. Leicester with the first real chance to come forward. And you'd expect on paper, of course, this Leicester team to be far stronger than the Blades. Certainly that you don't know how they're going to react, though, our United team to the kind of news that we've had. So we will see how our boys perform.
Yeah, and we've not actually picked up 1 point against Leicester in the Premier League in the last 2 seasons. We've lost all 3 games. We were certainly really, really poor against them last season away. We were obviously quite unlucky against them at home earlier in the season. Vardy scoring in probably the last 10 seconds of the game.
We were unlucky last season against them at home. I felt that the winner from Harvey Barnes was a foul in the build-up. I think it was on John Egan, a push, and shouldn't have counted. But VAR is very selective with what it actually reviews and depending on who it benefits. Keane Bryan on the left-hand side looking to break forward, but a block comes in and it'll be a throw-in. We're on 4 minutes 14. If you're trying to keep up with us, you can pause us if we're ahead. If you're watching on YouTube, I don't think you can do that on Periscope, but you can grab us on YouTube, and don't forget to give us a like. Also, if the game that you're watching on telly is ahead, you can pause that so that we are level, or you can, as some people choose to do, have us in a slight delay so it's like they're in the future.
Oh, that'd be nice. No, it wouldn't actually. No, we don't want to be
pass.
there.
Ethan Ampadu with a misplaced pass that goes out for a throw-in. Basham just gives him the thumbs up. Don't worry about it. And he's so supportive, is Bash. And it's a throw into Leicester on that left-hand side. It's approaching the 5th minute of this game. You got a feeling that early on it's going to be two teams in a fairly cagey affair. Leicester won't quite know what to expect from this beleaguered Blades side and how they are going to react to what's gone on in the past 48 hours. And we have no idea how our players are going to react to what's happened in the past 48 hours. And I think the game has started with that pattern.
Yeah, definitely. But at the same time, so many people, so many fans speculating, or the players' heads will go down, or the players will want to leave. Who says who? Like, nobody knows who the players are. What they're like. Look at someone like Fleck. He's got a house in. Oh, geez, I thought they were through then. Leicester, nice little ball through to Vardy, but it could have been offside. But these players will have bought houses in Sheffield, and it's like you don't know. You can't just say because Wilder's gone, they're going to follow him. Not necessarily, but there's so many people out there saying that all the players' heads are going to be down. They're going to do this, they're going to do that. It's just speculation.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Blades have possession. It seems like we've had more of it so far. Not done anything with it, but keeping that ball, as I say, that Soyun Chu gets the poor pass from Basham, and Leicester will start to build from the back. They have got a lot of players, Leicester, that can cause damage. They are missing some of the key ones, the likes of Harvey Barnes, for example, out today. But they do have still Ian Acho on great form, and here he is, the number 14. He's been looking very dangerous in the past few games, but brilliant defending from Keane Bryan. Discussions will definitely have to happen about whether he gets a new contract, Nick, and I think he's done enough to earn one.
Yeah, I think he has as well, to be perfectly honest. Another year at least. I just wanted to say, did you see what James Maddison was wearing? See his jumper?
Yeah, he's too cool for that.
That looked horrific.
But you know what? I can't get away with wearing something like that, but maybe he can.
Yeah, he's younger than us, mate, isn't
he? They all are.
That's a great point, James Cheatham.
Yes, he does look like an 80s TV kids presenter. Absolutely. Spot on. We're on 7 minutes. It's 0-0 as Brendan Rodgers, Northern Irishman, who's done brilliantly and possibly a candidate for another job if Leicester don't finish as high as they certainly would hope they'll finish. They've had a couple of seasons where it's looked like Champions League could be a realistic possibility, and I think he wants Champions League football, so we'll see. I could certainly see him getting a job like Manchester United if Ollie's ever left.
I know, but I don't think Leicester fans will like you saying that, because I follow a few Leicester fans on Twitter, and they always, because they're not a top 6 side, they get really annoyed when people talk about the managers getting bigger jobs. Because let's be honest, Leicester have probably been better than Man United over the past few seasons.
They have been more consistent. This is a chance to break through. Lundstrom did really well to win the ball back and then gave it away to Jose Perez, and this pressure has stemmed from that. James Vardy going to have a tame effort. He's not on the goal trail at the moment, but of course, if there's one game you'd expect Jamie Vardy to rediscover his form, it would be against the team he hates more than any other. He's got a shot away there, but it was never a bother for Ramsdale. One thing I suppose JT Hammer will know Aaron Ramsdale from his time at Bournemouth, and got good form out of him at Bournemouth. Maybe that's one player, Rammers, that will be happy to see JT Tyndall. I've got to get his name right. Jason Tyndall come in because he knows him.
Yeah, is JT Hammer staying for good?
I don't know.
I don't mean the man. I mean the name.
It's based on MC Hammer, obviously, and Jason Tyndall.
JT isn't MOC.
No, I know, but I couldn't think of anything. It's that apparently his whole family are massive West Ham fans, and
of course.
So Hammer for that reason, and Jason Tyndall. When Wilder was crying with us when we were relegated in 2007, Jason Tyndall was celebrating a Carlos Tevez winner against Man United. That's who we've replaced him with. That's just a fact.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh my God, he's definitely won that ball there. Oh, Keane Bryan. Oh, he's saying that he's injured as well.
Fofana's gone down. Keane Bryan went in with a fairly hard challenge, but looked fair. We'll see a replay, of course. Referee at the moment is going to be I think biding his time on deciding on a yellow card, but it looked to me like he got the ball.
Yeah, it did to me too. It did to me. And I think it's the way the play's gone down.
Nah, he's got
I
the
think
ball.
it's a 50-50, isn't it? It's a 50-50. He's fine to go for that.
They've both gone for it, and one of them is tougher than the other. And referee's given a foul. I think that was just nothing. Play on.
I tell you what, though, mate, that could have been a booking, couldn't it, for some other referees? So I think we're lucky that we've got away with one there. Which is
you like to think in the Championship, we won't even think about bookings for that sort of thing. Just going to have a drink.
No, looking forward to that. And I was saying the other day, just as we were starting to look forward to life in the Championship, Sheffield United go and relieve Wilder of his duties, pretty much. We just get really started to get excited about it, and then the rug gets pulled from under us.
That's in honour of John Fleck that I'm drinking Iron Brew during this game. I don't even like it. So it's 10 minutes 18, Leicester 0, Sheffield United 0. Johnny Evans bringing the ball forward, looking for surprisingly no longer injured Fofana, who's going to take John Fleck on and beat him, and then find the very deep Iheanacho, who is a striker, but I've noticed number 14 dropping ever so deep in this game early on. Tielemans will spray it out. Castagna with a chance to cross it in, but instead decides to go backwards. And then the ball comes in, a dangerous looking for Iheanacho, who's dropping deep and then making those late bursts into the box. And that's going to be something that I would imagine Keane Bryan will have to keep an eye on.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's the same thing happened against Man United at home. Martial was running from deep and we couldn't deal with it. And maybe that's another trick that Leicester manager Brendan Rodgers has thought about, because it's nice that managers would actually look at us playing football and be like, this is how we beat them, not just let's just play our own way.
Absolutely. And that was a back pass there, which Ramos took a little bit of a heavy touch and could have been in danger, but the Blades come away with it with John Fleck, one of our superstars who's been on the journey with us and will definitely be saddened at the fact that Chris Wilder has left the club or has been forced to leave the club until we get proper information. We won't really know. And one thing I will just mention is that statement that the club released on Chris Wilder could have been written 2 days prior. It was 3 paragraphs, and I say now, and I'll stick with this, Chris Wilder deserved more than 3 paragraphs. That's the sort of thing you'd write for a caretaker manager.
Completely. And Betis's interview wasn't much better.
Flicked header on, hits the post. That was a chance for Jose Perez on 11:55. Ramos would have been beaten, but it hits his far post. It was, again, the very deep Iheanacho who began it. Jamie Vardy laid the ball out onto the left-hand side. It was a chance to cross in. Was it going to be left? Was it going to be the right foot? It was eventually the right. And Perez getting that flicked header on at Ramos' far post. It was a superb header. Just a glancing header.
Save.
And Ramos got fingertips. When you see it at that second angle, Ramos got
a save.
And that is a brilliant save. I tell you, the JT Hammer effect on Ramos from his Bournemouth days, it's already happening, people. You are witnessing it live. It's 12:31, corner to Leicester on this right-hand side. It's swung in and gets it clear, Ollie Burke, but only as far as Billy Sharp. He could have been fouled there. Referee's not interested.
Could have been, yeah. But so what you're trying to say is all we needed was JT Hammer in the stands, and Ramos would have been brilliant all season.
He just needs the presence of JT Hammer. And it seems to rub off on him, so to speak. You know, you can mute your microphone, Nick.
No, I don't want to.
We want the full immersive In Good Nick experience. That includes all things in and out of In Good Nick.
Okay. Anyway, we'll move on from that.
Oh, Jack, you're an absolute legend. I don't like the question so much, but I like the
I was trying to think. How do we go for this? It's what it is.
It's awful, obviously, when anyone is involved in any kind of road traffic accident, and the highway code is there to be studied for a reason.
Yeah, definitely. We've got nothing else to say about that, have we?
No. Be safe out there, all of you drivers. Remember, it's not a race.
No, it's not. Remember to like, folks. Absolutely, Stephen. Thank you very much for that. Everybody always forgets that.
Played forward by Keane Bryan to Captain Billy Sharp on 13:54. John Fleck, again, still looking for options. Billy stayed out left. He won't try and cross the ball in. He's going to take his man on. That'll be a throw into Leicester City after Fofana. Just had a little bit too much. He read the nutmeg and said, "You shall not pass."
You shall not pass. I wanted to say something that I keep meaning to say, and then we move on to something else. I did read something on Twitter that was quite funny. Somebody said, at least if Chris Wilder goes to Celtic, he knows John Fleck wouldn't go with him.
True,
I
and
thought that was quite funny. And McBurney, yeah. Yeah, but McBurney...
he'd boss it in Scotland. It's a farmers' league.
They all would. They all would, mate.
Ball mispaid by Fofana. It's given Ollie Norwood a chance to set the square John Lundstrom up, but Lundstrom forgets how to play football, walks like he's never walked before, and straight into trouble. And that was a real mess from the Blades, a calamity there, all coming together, no one able to pick a pass out, and it's out for a Leicester throw when a chance to break was on, with 2 forward, wasted.
He had loads of time as well, didn't he? Lundstrom, he just ran straight forward and tried to take like 2 men on by throwing a wild leg over the ball. What's he doing? Like, it's not messy, mate. He's pass the ball, pass and move.
Absolutely. As Leicester are doing right now, and they're going to go for that long ball over the top with the pace of Jamie Vardy. No matter how many injuries he's had, no matter how old he gets, the little pig still has the legs like wheels for feet. A ball on the edge of the box. Oh, it's lovely skill from Jose Perez, but brilliantly read. And get poor pass from Lundstrom, though. He looked up and telegraphed that one. It was easily intercepted by Leicester, who keep that pressure on. I think he should have done a bit better there. Castagna will lay it back to Tielemans. And Didi is going to try and pick out an option. He does with that very busy Iheanacho shifts past one. Possible foul. Referee's going to look about it and think it. No, he says it's play on. Leicester City on the edge of the box, trying to get a shot away. Again, it's interesting passing from John Lundstrom. It plays it, I think, a little bit into trouble there. It's a throw into Leicester after it's eventually cleared by the Blaze. But that was all a little bit confusing from our defenders. I don't think any of them wanted to just put a foot through it and leather it upfield. No,
definitely not. I feel like Leicester are smelling blood. And Leicester feel like they can give us a hammering today. No Wilder. They might be discontent in the changing room. I feel like they're going for this today. But I don't think we're playing too badly, if I'm being honest. But one goal can really change a game, can't it? One goal can really, really knock your duck off.
Yeah, absolutely. We are a team that when we concede, heads drop and we don't look like we can come back into games. I know we have on a couple of occasions, but it's few and far between. There's a terrible pass from Keane Bryan. He shanked it. We've all done it.
We've all done it, absolutely. And they're showing this header again and that excellent save from Ramsdale. It was a beautiful header from Perez as well, weren't it?
It was all good football all round.
Yeah, I wonder if that was just sneaking in off the post as well. Possibly.
Most saves this season. Sam Johnstone in top place. Then it's Meslier, Pope, former York loanee, and Aaron Ramsdale. I mean, of course, yes, he's had a lot of practice, but you got to save him. And I think some of the criticism that's been aimed at Aaron Ramsdale, we are a pro Rammers channel, has been unwarranted. And he's not the reason we're 20th.
No, he's not. He's not. But we've got to be honest. Towards the start of the season, he did make some poor mistakes, in my opinion. But he's been brilliant, I think, in the second half of the season.
Yeah, last few games, he's really come into his own and looked like the player that we spent £18.5 million on. Naylor, absolutely nailing it.
He's nailed it, hasn't
he? He has. You can come again, sir. Or madam. We don't know. Ladies and gentlemen. Right, Keane Bryan getting in a real mess, leaving it to Vardy to get a shot away, and Rambers does brilliantly with the first and the second attempt, but that was very weak from Keane Bryan. Vardy just wanted it more, Nick.
He did. I felt like he did the right thing, but then he just lost balance, didn't he? He kind of turned it away from Vardy and then kind of lost balance there. And then Vardy nicked it off him. Vardy didn't exactly do anything wrong. He was just waiting for him to fall off balance and to take it. He should have put that away, though. Vardy really shouldn't he?
He absolutely should have done, yeah. He's had 2 sights at goal already, Jamie Vardy. A brilliant chest down from Billy Sharp, giving Ollie Burke one of his first touches of the game. Now, John Fleck on 18:34. Good turn away from Ndidi, but Ndidi's saying, nah, I've read that all day, son. And he did. It will be a throw-in, though, to... I don't think that's how Ndidi speaks.
I don't think it is either. That's what I'm laughing at.
He's from Nigeria.
I can't even do it again.
I'm not doing an impression. Will get us in trouble.
No. You don't want to get any other channels in trouble, do you, Hal?
I told you something in confidence, which has since been edited. Thank you very much.
I'm messing. It's just so funny.
All right. Anyone from All Leeds TV might know what we're talking about. Free kick to the Blades on 19-13. Swung in. It's not a bad one either. Was cleared, though, by Leicester City. It'll fall to Ollie Norwood to win it against Tielemans, and he does. I thought Tielemans left a little something on him there, but referee says no. Then it's very strong play from gorgeous George Baldock. Again, wanting it more, and Baldock can lay off to, is that Keane Bryan out there?
Yeah, it's Keane Bryan on the right.
What is he doing on the right? And I think it was telling because he had to check back onto his left, and it was actually a very poor cross, despite it being on his stronger foot. And we've got the very deep Iheanacho. I'm going to keep saying that. I think Iheanacho is doing what Ollie Burke should be doing. Iheanacho not seeing a lot of the ball, so he's come to get it himself, which is something we see from Didsey all the time. Yeah,
but we don't see that from any other strikers, really, do we? Brewster maybe should be doing that. Others should be doing that. But Brewster, it's only really Didsey.
Brewster did start doing that against Southampton, and he started to learn the Sheffield United way.
He did, but what is the Sheffield United way these days, Hal?
It's a great question. It's leaving you fans in limbo for 2 days when the world and his wife are starting rumours.
Yeah, definitely. But what is the Sheffield United way? It is this channel as well, isn't it?
It's also this channel. That's what you wanted me to say, and I should have done. Thank you. We used to have a telepathic understanding, but a bit like that pass from Ollie Norwood, way offline. And Kasper Schmeichel, former Darlow legend, will just roll it out. And Leicester will go again with Soyuncu, who, of course, replaced Harry Maguire, who was there before Maguire was sold, but wasn't getting in the team. And Soyuncu, many Leicester Fox fans will tell you, has been a better player for them than Harry Maguire. But I think that's history maybe slightly being altered by Leicester fans who've decided they hate Harry Maguire, despite getting a lot more money than we ever got for him.
Exactly. And what we got something, didn't we, from that? Oh, no, we didn't. I don't think we did.
Because he's been sold on twice,
hasn't it? Yeah, because it was Hull and then Leicester. But yeah, that was a hell of a lot of money to pay for Maguire. But in this day and age, you're starting to have to pay this money for top class English players. And everyone's going to be in the comments like, he's not top class.
Free kick to Leicester City. John Lundstrom with a foul on Tielemans, and they'll take it quickly. Leicester are in no mood to hang around, Nick. They look like they are well up for it. They probably cited this one on their fixtures list and said, that's 3 points at home.
Definitely. They're definitely not phoning this one in, are they? They're going for it.
That was not a foul. Referee's given a foul by Norwood on Jose Perez. That was not, in a million years, a free kick. But it's the Premier League. Next season, hopefully, I mean, I'll say this very hopefully, we saw some awful referees in the Championship.
You're saying hopefully, but hopefully we stay in the Premier League.
Oh, don't throw me out under like that. Obviously, I hope we stay in the Premier League. I'd like nothing more. I'll tell you why I'd really like us to stay in the Premier League, and this is what I'm sure all Blades are thinking. We won't be in the Panini sticker book next year for the Premier League if we go down, and my nephew only recognises teams that are in the sticker book, so that's a big one for me.
Definitely. And not just that, though. Some of our players on FIFA may not be gold anymore. That's going to really...
John Fleck, lovely skill. Beautiful turn, beautiful skill, beautiful touch. Definitely fouled. For me, that's a yellow card. And Fleck's asking that very question because he had two of them sort of having a little nip and a little tussle and a little grab, and then finally sticking the leg out.
How many times does Pereira have to try and foul him? He's like, grab. But... that's our problem. We don't go down, do we? But even if we do go down in that situation, Fleck wouldn't have got a free kick. Guarantee it. Because it's Sheffield United and he's Scottish.
Thank you, Paolo. That's a really great comment. Loving the Watchalong as a solitary blade in North Wales. The only blade in the village. It's like watching the pub back home in Sheffield. Great job, guys. I mean, I'm sort of expat as well, so I can totally relate. Here's the free kick that Fleck will take himself, swung into the box. Chance to be recycled. A terrible pass there. When it was really on.
Oh, well done, Ollie Norwood.
Ollie wins it back to the very industrious, very busy John Fleck. He's seen more of the ball than any other blade. Billy Sharp does brilliantly, as he always does, to hold that ball up there. He is our representative on the pitch. Ollie Norwood lays it back to that Superman that is Chris Basham. Bring a song for Chris Basham into the chat, please. We need a Basham song. And yes, Ruben, it's got to be better than that Bogle one that you sent us. And then we waste it. That was good possession from Sheffield United. And then not doing anything with it, not getting a ball into the box when we had Burke screaming for it. And now here's Vardy on the left-hand side. He's still got that pace. Basham's tracked back. Looked like an offside, though. And if you lip read Vardy there, you'll think he's a bit of a potty mouth.
Definitely. I've got a song for Chris Basham, or a chant. If Keane Bryan doesn't sign another contract or we move him on, ho, 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 Chris Basham.
Am I going to credit you with coming up with that like I did with you coming up with the Keane Bryan?
Yeah, definitely. Well, that is true because I've literally just come up with it right now.
Shouts to Ben Gregory, the only blade in Northern Ireland. That might be true. I don't know. Never been.
Oh,
good defending from Soyun Chu that he needed to get a touch, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought Burke was onto that then. He's so fast. So fast. Who's that for? Who's drinking that for? For you. Fair enough. I thought you were talking about for Ollie Burke, because I'm sure he's not actually Scottish.
Thanks to James in the comments saying how small are my hands. This is a 2-litre bottle, and I've made a massive mistake. I thought there was hardly any left, and I just drank the last few remnants from the bottle. There's like half a bottle left, and I've ruined it for my wife now. I can't have any.
Yeah. I was thinking it was more.
It doesn't look good either. It looks stupid drinking something like that on screen. Has my shirt fallen down? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This isn't as good as when they're hanging up behind me, but we needs must.
Oh, no,
this one's fallen down.
Well, where's Keane going?
You're missing nothing on the pitch. Rammers with the ball, going to lay it back to Ollie Norwood.
That was nice a very good ball that had to the middle.
Yeah, Rammers there, passing better than so far John Lundstrom has in the entire game.
Can I just... Who's managing Sheffield United, Hal?
Who is managing? And it's a big question from Amy. At the moment, we've got a watching brief from JT Hammer, and then on the bench, head coach, not manager, is Paul Heckingbottom. It's Heckingbottom's Red and White Army, assisted ably by Alan Nill, whose tactical wizardry has led Sheffield United to where we are currently. Foul, but referee allowing play to go on. Jose Perez finds Iheanacho in the box. Really brilliant defending from Ampadu. Gets one foot, gets a follow-up foot in, and will clear to George Baldock. Castagna will try and force him to concede a throw. It's a win. It's a one throw by George Baldock. Gorgeous George. Did really, really well there.
Yeah, definitely. Do you know what I'm going to say? I think we're defending excellently. I think we're not doing too much going forward, but you can't ask for much more than this right now, can you?
No, we're playing really, really well. We're defending like Trojans. Do let us know in the comments where you are from. What was that face?
I was just looking
frozen.
No, I'm looking at my phone, and Wednesday's lost to Norwich, which the last time I saw it, they were 1-0 up. So It's nice to see that they've lost the game. It's the only thing we can really be happy about right now, that Wednesday are crap.
I was trying to think, I did like last game, I did what Watchalong could stand for, the W, the A, the T. I was Wilder and the chairman have a long, ongoing negotiation. Good.
I
don't know. What could I finish it with?
Gone.
Gone. Yeah. It's hard.
It went easy. Gone.
You did
everything else. Everything else what you said was brilliant there.
Thank you. Yeah, it's not easy though. Right, chance on the edge of the box for Jose Perez to get a shot away. Superb defending from Super John Fleck. Then Ampadu will stride forward like some sort of gazelle. He's taken it all the way to halfway, and then he's not seen the man behind him who's put a good foot in. It was Castagna who tracked him all the way from the right-hand side. It was great play until that moment from Ethan Ampadu, who's clearly got a bit of that Harry Maguire bring the ball out about him, but we haven't seen a lot of it this season because we've not been in a position where we can do that. Jace, thank you very much for letting us know where you are in the Saudi desert. You hopefully can find your way out. If someone could pass Jace a map, then maybe by the next game he will be out. I'm from Cornwall, Hal. Been here 30 years or so. David definitely needs to get out of Cornwall because I should tell you what. I went to Cornwall with my wife when I got back from Gibraltar, and it was lovely, but very windy. So, David, is it really, really windy there? I bet it is.
Yeah. So we've got somebody else. My sister and her husband are watching from Utah in America. That's very nice.
Where the Mormons come from. Of course, Mormons should really, because they can have as many wives as they want, be called more women rather than more men.
I like that. They were good. They were really, really good. Gleedless. Yes. Gleedless. Go on, Sona. Like that. That's literally about 5 minutes away from me.
Was it?
That. Yeah.
Do you know what I like? I want to make a quick point about Ho 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 Keane. I couldn't love Ho 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 Keane Bryan anymore if I tried. He has got black boots. No fancy nonsense on them. No sponsor on them. Straight black boots. I have a lot of time for that.
Definitely. Imagine how many players have got pink boots these days. Back when I was playing football, even the strikers and the wingers didn't even wear pink boots. And now you've got centre-backs wearing them, defensive midfielders wearing them. It's not on.
Remember when Rob Kozluk turned up with coloured boots, what Warnock said?
I do. I'm trying to remember now. He said, you're going to have to be good to wear them, Cos. Shall I take them off then, Gaffer?
Exactly. Brilliant. And one day, our white whale, Rob Kozluk, will be on the channel. We are working so hard. Scotland, up the Iron Brew. Trekkie, rek. It's good to hear. Thank you very much. I do love it. I was born in Dundee, so always good. I think that's why I'm allowed to drink Iron Brew. Here's Chris Basham on halfway, 30 minutes 05, and Jamie Vardy pulling, fouling, lazy tackle from Vardy. Definitely, for me, a yellow card. But
I would say red. I'd say red for that.
Yeah, possibly a couple of reds. But referee's kept his count in his pocket so far. We're on 30-22 if you're trying to keep up with us. If you're asking where you can stream the game, just listen to us. We'll describe it as if you're really there. Close your eyes, you're in the room with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ball swung in. Flicked header on. Chance for the Blades. Oh, Billy Sharp, if he could have got any touch on that, but it was just a little bit ahead of him. No blame attached to Super Billy Sharp. Then John Fleck tries to take his man on, realises that's not going to happen, and will check back for a chance for the ball to be crossed in by Ho Keane Bryan. But again, he, for some reason, plays it back to a very heavily marked John Fleck. That was a poor decision. And the incredibly deep Iheanacho, who is apparently a striker,
Brian.
He will come back and bring it forward. But brilliant play. And then he
Dilly's on it.
He taketh with the other. That was Ho Keane Bryan doing superbly to win the ball from Iheanacho, then gifting it to Vardy, who actually Vardy started quite poorly, and I'm saying started quite poorly as of 31-13. He could be brilliant afterwards. I'm not cursing it, but he did put in a dreadful cross when there was absolutely no one in the box. And if that was one of my players, I would be pulling my hair out. But thank goodness Jamie Vardy is not one of our players because he's from the wrong side of Sheffield and supports the filth.
He does. There, though, Billy Sharp, I think if Billy Sharp didn't expect it to come all the way through, did he? I think if he'd have been on his toes a little bit more, he'd have been onto that and it'd have been a goal.
Which is classic Billy, though. He normally is on his toes, ready for anything to sniff about in the box. Here's Ollie Burke. Is he going to use his pace? No, he's going to check back and find his man. I personally would like to see a change of formation. Ollie Burke play right wing. I think he will be fantastic as a right winger for Sheffield United because of what he offers. I don't see him as a striker, and I think the season has borne that out.
Yeah, I completely agree. But at the same time, mate, we don't have another winger to play on the other side, do we? We'd be putting square pegs in round holes like we've been saying all season. You have like Osborne on the left or something, or Stevens or Lowe or someone like that, and the defenders.
Yeah,
they're not attackers.
Dixon, Leafy Buckinghamshire, to answer your question. That's very harsh on Brian, I've got to say. Keane Bryan has done well so far this game.
I think they might be talking about somebody from Gavin and Stacey, not Keane Bryan.
Oh, right. Is it a Gavin and Stacey reference?
I think so. Take Bryn off.
Oh, is it Bryn? Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Bryn.
Anyway. Norwood with a good interception there. I don't know. I've never seen Gavin and Stacey. Ball on the left, played back. Soyun Chu. If you're going to have a go at me for not watching Gavin and Stacey, I ain't got time. There's too much sport, all right? I watch sport. That's all I do.
Lowe is not a defender, Nick. If he's not a defender, I don't know what he is. I think that's the whole point. That's the whole point, isn't it?
I think I agree with Carl, who very kindly did Fans React for us. By the way, Nick, have you told everyone what they're doing for Fans React?
No, I'm going to do it at half-time. I saw a message just as I came on here.
Oh, okay. You know me. I'm always trying to help you because I was going to offer to Phil for a bit, but you're right.
It's a good point. I'll do that now because somebody needs to comment on the first half, don't they?
Good point. I've got this. I've got you covered, buddy. Do not fear. So we are on 33-31. Johnny Evans plays the ball into Ndidi. He's going to look again for that long ball, searching for Iheanacho. They've tried that several times, Leicester, but they've overcooked it, and they've done it again. And that ball just roll out for a very grateful goal kick. And so far, the Blades have done well, I would say, on a number of occasions in terms of defending and reading these balls over the top. I've been content, let's put it that way, with this first half display. We'd love your comments. Thank you, all of you that have said where you're watching from. That's always welcome. But I'm just getting grief for not watching Gavin and Stacey. You can't like as many sports as I do and have time to watch Gavin and Stacey, I'm sure it's brilliant. I will get around to it when the baseball season is finished. Billy Sharp on the left-hand side, 35-16. If you want to keep up with us, if we're ahead, you can pause us. If your TV is ahead, you can pause that, and hopefully we will be getting roundabout level. But Jamie Vardy, the camera focusing in on him, 34-27. Vardy's had 3 sights at goal so far this game, and all of them have been fairly pedestrian efforts. Iheanacho's dropped so deep, very much playing the David McGoldrick role for Leicester. If you have just joined us, Didsy out with a knee injury, which is the last thing we would have wanted. I'm a huge Didsy fan. He's been, for me, along with Bash, our player of the season. Rama's potential candidate as well after recently some very good performances. I know people will think that's crazy, but with the kind of start he had. But I've been impressed recently with Aaron Ramsdale. And I think the confidence boost it would give him if we won something like the Player of the Year award could really galvanise his career, and we want him to be a success. Rob, if you want more baseball chat, I'm happy to oblige. But now's a shot for Leicester. It's taken a wicked deflection and it will go wide. Ethan Ampadu getting a foot on that. And it looked like it could have gone absolutely anywhere. We're on 35-13, a corner to Leicester. Rammers had already committed himself to the dive. That was on target from Yuri Tielemans. It was a good right-footed stinging effort, and Ampadu did superbly to get his strongest right foot on that and deflect it well wide. It was hard to tell initially, as it always is when you're watching on telly, where that one was actually going. On the left-hand side, it will be Tielemans who had the shot himself to take this corner for Leicester. It's not a good corner, so Norwood can get it clear, and he does.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a great interception by Ampadu, wasn't it? Getting his foot on that. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, brilliant.
I've told everybody.
Good. Everyone has been told. What are your thoughts on baseball? Let's get more baseball chat. That's what Nick wants now. He's got back. By the way, the film Moneyball is brilliant, but the book is better. And actually, the Minnesota Twins did better than the Oakland Athletics in that season, incredibly. But there wasn't a film made about them. Billy Beane still, of course, involved at the Oakland Athletics. That's who the film is based on, starring Brad Pitt.
Do you know how close I was to removing you from the screen? That was a joke.
You'd love that film. You'd love it. You can relate it to football. It's about buying players that aren't very well known and getting a really good team out of them when you're facing sides who have all the money. So
you're talking about Sheffield United then?
It's reminiscent. It's similar to what...
I'm assuming that was the point.
Yeah, that was the point. That was the point I was trying to get to. But it's quite a ridiculous story because the Oakland Athletics didn't do anything that season. But anyway, and they haven't done since, and it's a really old film. But worth a watch if you got something that you need to fill. And the great thing about a Sunday game, Nick, is with it being on early, we're not going to have our whole evening ruined.
No, it's the Liverpool match when it was 8 p.m. and all night I was just annoyed and couldn't sleep because obviously you're still buzzing. You're still buzzing from a live. I actually do the live stream, but I did the reaction afterwards, and you're just annoyed. Like I don't think we played too badly against Liverpool. A lot of people thought we did. Southampton, oh God, I was really depressed after that game. You can probably tell in the reaction that I did. I was so annoyed. You
could be describing Southampton at home, Southampton away, Liverpool at home, the way you're describing them, because I didn't think we played bad against Liverpool home or away, and I thought we were terrible against Southampton home and away in spells, particularly the away game against Southampton, which that and Palace were my 2 lowest ebbs. Ball intercepted by Billy, but he can't get a clean connection on that. He did his best though, and I've got to say, Leicester will be frustrated. The Blades are defending like Trojans, but if we can get a break, this game eerily reminiscent of Brighton, and then it would be a case of holding out. So if we could nick a goal, I'd love to see Bogle being brought on second half. I think we're missing his creativity, the fact that he just sneaks into the box. Now here's a chance for Vardy to get across into the box. He does get across into the box. It's a simple tap in for Iheanacho. 38 minutes in, and
commentators cursed that Hull, weren't it?
Yeah, big time. I'm going to shut up. Vardy on the left-hand side.
You were absolutely right, but one little moment like that switching off, and it's a goal. It's stupid. Oh, it was so easy. So easy.
Yeah, it really was.
You're always
hoping for an offside when you see it again, but
he's not.
There's nothing in that. It's a great ball across from Vardy.
Excellent ball, but Bash got done in behind, and then Keane Bryan were just not concentrating.
It's Keane Bryan's man. We said that as soon as this game kicked off, that Iheanacho was Keane Bryan's man marking job, and Iheanacho's been very busy making Keane's life hard because he's dropped so deep.
Yeah, but if you notice that, then when the camera's on Keane Bryan, he kind of looked round like over his shoulder, didn't see him because he was behind him, and then it's like just jogging. Oh, there's no one there. What are you going to do? Like you need to make sure you know exactly where your man is at all points. That's the whole point of being a central defender. You need to make sure that you know where your man is, and he didn't. Then he just thought he wasn't there because he couldn't see him, and he just carried on running as you normally would.
Spot on. I see Keane Bryan long term if he's going to stay at Sheffield United as a left wing back, but he's not our best left wing back. So I do see him as a squad player next season, certainly when Jack O'Connell's back, and maybe if Ender Stevens rediscovers his form, and if the real Ender Stevens, please stand up, because we haven't seen him since the lockdown, the first one. Where I mean, we might do a top 3 of your favourite lockdowns. It's been that long and there's been that many, but it's been a tough old year, and incredible to think that a year ago we were 5th. We just beat Norwich. We were leaving Bramall Lane, and here we are, Paul Heckingbottom in charge, bottom of the Premier League, facing the Championship. It's unfathomable. I cannot quite believe what has happened. And if you were to say to me, West Ham are suddenly going to be on the cusp of Europe and Sheffield United are going down, I'd have said, that's my nightmare scenario. You must be joking.
I've got another one to add to that as well. Leeds United being the darlings of the Premier League this season.
Yeah, see, that's a really good point. My nephew's asking me if Leeds are now going to be the best team in Yorkshire, and that I've not been able to say that for about 15 years. And it's just awful because he's going to be 6 in like a week, and that's the most sort of crucial and impressionable age when you're getting into football. And these are the teams that are in the Premier League now that he's going to think of as the Premier League teams. Like when I was a kid, 92. Those teams that are in the Premier League then are who I think of as the Premier League teams. And he'll be the same, and we won't be there.
Like Alderman Swindon.
I take your point. Swindon weren't there, but
no, but I know what you mean. So like before Villa got promoted with us. Oh, was it with us? It was with us.
Yeah, Villa got promoted with us. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, Villa went up and went down, but Villa were in the Championship for a few years, and I always saw Villa as a Premier League club. Birmingham been in the Premier League a lot.
I don't see them as a Premier League club.
No, but you look at the Championship and how many teams have played for many years in the Premier League. Look at when we were talking to Lee Morris recently. I hope I've not just let the cat out of the bag there. I think we've spoken about
that. Oh, bugger. We've got Lee Morris coming up as a future podcast, which may need future. I'll tell you what, actually, Nick, good point. All our podcasts we've got coming up might need editing now that Wilder's gone. Just a thought.
Oh, damn it. Well, we'll have to see I'll have a look through and see what's what. But Derby County, very good Premier League team back in the day. Very good. And look where they are now. Towards the bottom of the Championship. There's some Coventry. I always remember Coventry as a Premier League team.
Yeah, no, I do. And I used to love going to Highfield Road. Just a chance here for Leicester. Iheanacho is going to get a shot away. He slipped at the vital moment, but then it's a chance that it's going to fall. And Iheanacho is going to get it back again, but Ollie Norwood read it that time, and it'll be a throw-in on 43. Shout out to Tails, by the way. I did a video for him, I think the first one on the Wilder news. We don't really know, even now, Tails, whether to call it a resignation or a sacking. His channel is well worth looking at, by the way. He's really, really good presenter, and he's asked about Lundstrom starting week in, week out. Has he had his head turned? I don't think he's had his head turned so much as he's turned his own head, if you know what I mean. He's decided he's too good for Sheffield United, and he's what's the word I'm looking for? He's owed a lot more money than we are set to offer him. We did offer him a very good contract.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got Jack. Thank you very much for another £2.99, Jack. You absolute legend. Do you reckon Chris is watching this? Oh, 100%.
My mate Chris Wilder, who I've interviewed before and will surely interview again. And if you want me to ask Chris Wilder questions, let me know on my Twitter.
Do you reckon you will?
I've got the in. I've spoken to him once before. I could try the same contact I used previously. That contact has nothing to do with the club, so...
As in on this channel?
As in I interviewed Chris, you remember, for my job?
No, I mean for this, now.
Oh, as in... Like I could get him on now.
Yeah.
I get him on at half time.
It's not half time. No.
Chris just pops up. No, I didn't mean that. Chance for Leicester on the edge of the box. They've come into this game. This is typical Blades after we go 1-0 down. Heads have dropped. We're approaching half time. We can keep the damage to 1-0. Maybe we can regroup at half time. There is still, unfortunately, it's the worst possible timing, a game of football going on involving Sheffield United right now. We're on 43-57. If you want to keep level with us, you can pause us if we're ahead. You can pause your telly if they are ahead.
Oh, that's weird. Chris Wilder's just popped up. Shall we
Should
invite him
we bring
in?
him in? Bring him in.
Bring him in,
Tufty.
Bobby.
Now then, Tufty, how we doing? Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about in the future. I would give him a period of time to just gather his thoughts. I would imagine with all sorts of legal things going on, he won't talk to me, but I can ask. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, definitely. I think Sheffield is honestly an embarrassment of a team. I think that's really harsh on Sheffield FC. They've not been.
Harsh.
They're not in the league.
They've not even been playing competitive games since the lockdown the second time. I think that's very, very harsh. They were going quite well as well. And also, as amateur status, Nick's quite right saying, if you can't even pay your players more than sometimes just part-time wages, very, very harsh. But that's not for this. Get on the Sheffield FC way and comment on their watch-alongs.
Oh, come on.
That looked like a foul by Johnny Evans. Referee says no, and for Farnell now, slow the play down for Leicester as there's only 1 minute added on.
Jesus Christ. Ollie Burke, big lad, just gets pushed in the back and nothing. If that had been Mo Salah, it'd have been a foul, no problem whatsoever.
What have you made of this first half, Nick? Because I've got to say, this looks almost exactly the same as recent weeks.
I think we've done okay, but Leicester are too good, aren't they? Like we've not got. If we had a full side out, I still think we'd struggle against Leicester.
Can I give a shout out to Phil Whelan, who said almost exactly what you've just said, Nick? But he also made a really great point of Leicester's recruitment is the model of when you don't have a huge sum of money. I know they've got a lot of money, more than us. But when you do have to spend it, you've got to spend it wisely. And I really think Leicester City have.
Yeah, definitely. James Maddison was a massive signing for him, wasn't he? Massive.
And not the kind of signing that was ridiculously out of, as in huge money or out of the realms of possibility. Certainly a few years ago, we missed out when we bought Leon Clark half-time. We could have bought Callum Wilson, for example, at the same time. He was playing up front with Leon at Coventry. It's the kind of hindsight that we would often go for the older option rather than the younger option. It's only really this season that we've gone for the younger options, and we've maybe arguably gone for the wrong younger options. We keep hearing that the signings we've made are for the future. Well, the future's now, old man.
The future is now. Wait, the future's in the future.
It's a Malcolm in the Middle joke, that.
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. I didn't get that. Like your Gavin and Stacey, I didn't get that.
Well, I watch American things because the dad in Malcolm in the Middle is called Hal, so obviously that. I was going to watch that.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston. Yeah, him of Breaking Bad. Yeah. And actually, after this lockdown, I'm starting to look like him in Breaking Bad with in his pants and my tummy.
I've not heard a grown man call it his tummy before.
Yeah, it's odd that you get a man who doesn't have children calling their stomach a tummy, isn't it? It's,
ooh, my tummy.
I'm going to be a bit more harsh than you. I thought that first half was poor, and I don't think I've seen anything. I don't think I've seen any reaction from our lads. I don't think I've seen them say, let's do this for the gaffer. It's looked to be a bit of a pedestrian effort. No effort at all on goal. Kasper Schmeichel, we might as well have not seen him. He's had nothing to do. I don't think Burke has worked. What has happened to Ollie Burke since that performance? Which game was it when he came on and he was crap? He got taken off.
It was Villa.
So since Villa, what's happened to Ollie Burke? Because before that, I thought him and Bogle could arguably have said have been our best signings in a terrible transfer.
Yeah, definitely.
Look at that. Christ.
Yeah, but what I will say is that, we're obviously going to get beaten by Leicester today. They're a very, very good side. But at the same time, I feel like I think you're being a bit harsh on them. I think the first kind of 15, 20 minutes, it seemed like they were really putting a shift in, getting stuck in. I think Ollie has been brilliant. I think Fleck, Ampadu, they've all been kind of getting the foot in there, breaking play up. And it's just, there's nothing going forward, is there? And I'll be honest, one of the only reasons why I was thinking maybe changing manager is a good idea is because Chris Wilder, the recruitment that we've done is all been for the 3-5-2 formation, and we've noticed that there's not really been a plan B all season. And I said to my dad earlier on, how many of these players do you really, really look forward to kind of, who do you get excited to watch? And I think the only player I could really say is possibly McGoldrick. We need to get quicker players. We need to get more creative players. And I know that costs a lot of money, but we're going down into the Championship. If we can't pick up a Championship sort of level attacking midfielder, I think Luke Freeman could slot into that attacking midfield role, no problem at all. We'll have to see. But I've not really been very... Bogle, yes, good shout, Chris, good shout. Bogle's exciting, but other than Bogle and Ollie Burke, maybe at times has looked exciting, only because of his pace.
Chris saying, Nick, you're way too much of a happy clapper to listen to. What on earth are you talking about? Nick tells it as it is, and on so many occasions, Nick can't win. He does match reactions where people say he's too negative, and then he just gives his honest opinion. What are you talking about?
I don't think anyone's ever called me a happy clapper, so I'll take that, Hal. I've just been just saying that it's maybe a good idea to change the manager. I'm getting done for being a happy clapper. No, I think what he's referring to is me saying I don't think we've played too badly in this half. I think the first 20 minutes, I think we were completely in it. As soon as, like you said earlier, Hal, as soon as the goal goes in, heads go down, and we've not been in it, have we?
There's some good points that I've read in these comments, some really intelligent blades commenting today. By the way, thank you so much to all of you that join us. We cannot tell you how much it means to us. We're doing these to bring blades together. There isn't anywhere, because we can't be at the stadiums to vent. We can't go to the pub. So we're doing this. We're bringing you together this way. And Bobby in the background, get more comments on, please, buddy. So
thank you, Ewan. Ewan, my mate.
More and more of these comments. What do you make of this? But there's some really great comments about since the Fulham game, heads have completely dropped and we look lacking in ideas, devoid, and lacking in motivation. That was one of the comments I saw earlier. I can't remember, sorry, who said that. But I think that's a really good point. Maybe it was after the Fulham game, Nick, that they all went collectively, we've done. We've got nothing.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at that. I just laughed at that comment.
Yes, Jamie, thank you. When I say thank you to everyone who's joined us, I mean everyone except Jamie.
Yeah, that just made me laugh. That really did. Mark Duffy's playing in League One and he's 35. I think I still would have Mark Duffy playing in this side, to be perfectly honest. Looking at what we're doing here. You're not telling me that you wouldn't have liked to have seen Mark Duffy in a few games this season? No? Yeah?
I love Mark Duffy. Look, we couldn't be any worse, could we?
I'm going to go at you, Hal.
Realistically, Nick, okay, I love Mark Duffy. You know I love Mark Duffy, and great, wonderful player. But maybe the Mark Duffy time is best remembered as the bounce killer. Thank you for your service. Because actually, we need to be looking for the future. I'd rather see Ndiaye and Brunt given a chance, and let's see what they can actually do.
No, yeah, I know. I weren't saying that. I was just saying if we'd have kept hold of Duffy, it would have been nice to have seen him. Because let's be honest,
I love it when Nick reads. You just get the little word. You just get a little word here and there.
Great, Sheffield. No, all I was saying about Duffy was I would have liked to have seen him maybe 1 or 2 games. I'd like to have seen what he would have done. Hey, the Tash is here.
Ohio. This is Robert from Ohio in America, which is a huge country. Although interestingly, not as big as Canada. So true, Robert. First of all, I want to say one thing. You, being an American, could have chosen to support any club in England. You could have had your pick, whereas all your friends were picking Man City. Do you now, sir, regret choosing the Red and White Wizards?
Not one bit, no. It's sad. It's been a tough couple days. I think the news and everything has definitely put a damper on what this weekend was supposed to be really positive. My college team I support, University of Illinois, playing in the Big Ten championship game today. I'm actually going to be going to that game a little bit later. So
Robert, what's the amount of people that are allowed to attend the Big Ten?
I don't know a number off the top of my head, but it's very spaced out. So I have literally the back corner of the stadium. That's my seat, right? So I won't be able to see anything.
What is live sports? I can't remember what live sports is.
We'll find out. It'll be my first time watching a game live of any sport since probably February, January last year. So, but no, this club, this team, yeah, it's been great, fun watching them rise through the leagues. I haven't known a manager of Sheffield United other than Chris Wilder. Try to put a timestamp on how long I've been a fan, but I'm still proud that I've chosen Sheffield United. I think years to come, this is going to be a good club. Lots of the players, if they can stick around and we don't have a full fire sale of players and of the talent that we have, this is a team that's going to come back in the Premier League that has, I think, a good base to recruit well and to promote from within some of these young lads that we have. So I'm positive, but definitely still sad that things didn't work out between the board and Wilder.
Yeah, just March Madness. Wow, isn't it exciting?
Yeah.
Big time.
I'm going to go and do my ablutions, Hal.
Oh, I need to do my ablutions. All right, we'll take.
Yeah, but you're talking about rubbish American sports.
Fine.
You can talk whilst I'm off.
Robert, I always want your opinions because I think it's fascinating getting the thoughts of someone who comes from a completely different culture to us and didn't grow up with exactly the same sports. So when you were growing up, you were probably playing baseball. I don't know about American football because I always get the impression that American football isn't really the kind of sport you can just play with your mates in the garden.
Yeah, you'd have like, have a football and you'd toss it around, maybe, two-hand touch kind of thing, like instead of actually full tackling everybody. But no, I played baseball, I played soccer growing up, and those are my two sports that I really like the most. Basketball's a lot of fun. Football's a lot of fun to watch, American football. But yeah, it's not the same. I think the strategy and the tactics that you get with, soccer over American football, there's just no, like, the pace of the game is just 2-second play and then you're waiting around for 30 seconds for the next play. I enjoy it for, I think, the social aspect of drinking beer, hanging out with my friends, watching it. But as far as strategy and actually enjoying the sport, soccer for me, way better.
Yeah, I've had Lone Tree ask if I watch Ninja Warrior or American Ninja, whatever they call it. Just fun fact, I did an interview with Chris Kamara not so long ago, and he hosts Ninja Warrior UK. And he told me I can be on it if I want to be. So,
scary.
Yeah, pretty terrifying. So I'll be releasing a podcast series in the next few days with Gary Lineker, Vinnie Jones, and Chris Kamara. So just wanted to plug that. If you want to get more on that, follow my Twitter at DJ Hal Stewart. Well, I will be releasing information. But there we go. That's enough of a plug for my my real life. Robert, what on earth have you made of that first half?
Yeah, I mean, the one good chance, I don't know what Billy, like, if he just wasn't expecting something there. I looked the way the ball bounced that it was too low for him to get the head on it and too high for him to get a boot on it. So just one of those unfortunate, he was in the right spot at the right time, and then the ball wasn't doing what it should have done to have him get a chance on it. So maybe that's, I think, the best excuse we have. But the fact that was our only chance, still lack of inspiration there, I think, from the lads.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'll tell you what, there's questions for you. So, who's Robert's American football team? Terry, you're going to love this answer. If you think he picked badly with an English team, wait till you hear this.
The Cleveland Browns. Picked them because I went to college in Cleveland, and yeah, that was the middle of the 0-16 season, followed by the 1-15 season. We had our nice little championship what was it? The perfect season parade where we walked in a circle around the stadium and a big 0 for the number of wins we had that year. That was fun. But hey, we're good. We made the playoffs. We beat the Steelers. It was a good season this year. Looking forward to good seasons to come with them.
You beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh as well.
Yep. Yeah, last game of the season, regular season, and then in the playoffs, 2 games in a row, beat them, and yeah, that was a fun 2 weeks for the Browns.
Well, Lee says he's a Browns fan too. I don't know why anyone would pick the Cleveland Browns. I just think that their logo as well is the dullest in the NFL. It's literally just an orange helmet. So Aaron says, Robert, who's your favorite player? Oh, I think I probably know the answer to that.
I mean, it's got to be the good captain Billy Sharp. There.
Good. I've got McGoldrick on the back of this, but I haven't got a swivel chair, so you just have to take.
This is new. This chair's new. It didn't used to swivel.
No, or it's a broken chair that now does swivel. I am a Packers fan, so if anyone supports, look at that, Maury already. Go Pack, go! And Aaron Rodgers, I think we can all agree, the greatest quarterback of all time.
That's so you got to contend with Brady on that one. I'm not. My dad grew up a Patriots fan, so I can't give you too much leeway on that.
Nick can join in with that. By the way, I would just say Wayne Quinn supports the New England Patriots. Carlos Saba supports the Seattle Seahawks. So we can reveal that. I will be back in a moment. Nick is now going to talk about the Major League Baseball season after we've had a chance to look at spring training. I think seeing some of those arms certainly come out of the bullpen. Nick's got some thoughts, some big insight to
Hal's about to get kicked out.
and Nick, I would love your thoughts on how you think the Milwaukee Brewers are going to do.
Disgusting.
There he goes.
How you doing, Robert? You all right, mate?
Yeah, doing well.
Is it all sorted with the fans react or what? Because I've seen some messages.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think Adam wasn't watching the first half, and then I'm got to leave right after this, so I don't know who's doing what.
I'm sure we'll get something done. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
What have you thought of the game up to now, then?
Yeah. So I talked with Hal about the Billy Sharp chance, ball I think just bouncing the wrong way. As far as defending on the goal, Keen Bryan needed to keep an eye on Ian Atcha, or was it Ian Atcha there who scored?
Yeah,
It looked like he was kind of just watching the defensive line and trying to keep that formation, and he was at least like 5 yards away from Ian Atcha. He didn't try to walk back to him or anything. He just kind of was like, keep the shape, and it wasn't good, because even if he could get to the ball, he was right in the middle of the goal, so he would have, like, any type of clearance he would have had would have probably threatened Ramsdale just as much as the shot did. So it just was poor positioning from Keen Bryan, who's had a tough game but has not really made any too big of errors, has made some good stops. So yeah, it's just kind of a mental lapse probably for that.
Yeah, I don't think he even knew that it was behind him. I really don't. It's difficult when you're kind of trying to watch that way and then watch that way and then watch behind. You've got to have eyes in all parts of your head.
Yeah,
and that's the problem. He just took his eye off the ball really, and he knew where it was, and that's the problem. He let it just come across him, and he just like you say, he was out of position. It's one of them things, but he's not played a lot of football in his career. Keen Bryan. I'm going to say it looks like it's throwing it down, but I think it was just a sprinkler. Keen Bryan, he's not played a lot of football in his career. The last time he played football was on loan for Bolton in League One. So that just shows you how little football he's played in his career. Came through the Man City ranks, and I think he played for Oldham in League One again, but we were asking him to play against top quality strikers in the Premier League, and it's always going to be difficult for him. So I wouldn't give him too much stick, to be honest.
No, and that's the thing. The whole back line this year, I mean, now Basham's back, so we at least have that. But Ampadu, Jags, Bryan were literally our backup defenders at the start of the season, and now they've had to play as the first team starters for almost more than a month for some of them. So it definitely isn't in their comfort zone. But when it's a mental thing, I think the physicals, I can give you got beat by someone who's just worlds above you, and as far as physical class. But the mental thing, you got to that's something you got to work on in practice and training, and that I think speaks to maybe the mentality of all the players right now, given this past week's events. Maybe that just Keen Bryan's mental switch off there was just one example of some of the other players maybe not being on 100%. No,
exactly. Like you say, we're down to the bare bones. I think we're lucky that we've got three midfielders and they've not got injured yet, because we've got nothing after that other than Osborne. Let's see what happens in the second half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think the last comment I'll make is I was seeing it on Twitter. Heckenbottom, I don't think had any time to practice or meet with the team before the game. And I don't know if you guys got the chance to talk about that pregame, but that's got to be affecting things, because he's literally just thrown him out there in the formation and said go, without the ability to kind of influence the players at all. And now if they're trying to play the same way they played under Wilder, without a Wilder there yelling at them from the side, giving them the pointers and tips and, hey, minor adjustment here or there. I'm not surprised that we are where we are in the game. And I wouldn't have been surprised if we'd be down 2, 3, 4 goals before the game started. So
that's a good point.
think we all thought that, didn't we? I thought we all thought we were going to get hammered today. And like I said, I don't think we've defended too badly. We've not really got opened up much at all. But
it's a wilder selection, isn't it? It looks like a wilder selected team. I know that James commented earlier in the first half about the fact that it's likely Wilder picked this team during the week, because we know he picks his team early. He doesn't do a Brian Robson and leave it hours, or sometimes, Nick, as we heard from Nick Montgomery, not at all before kickoff. So its chances are this is a Wilder selected team.
Yeah, possibly, but at the same time, Wilder didn't like playing Ollie Burke, did he? And Ollie Burke was shocking against Aston Villa. So it's odd that he started today. So I don't know. It possibly is. It's definitely his formation, but it would be very difficult for us to go kind of 4-4-2 when we don't have the players to do that.
I think we do have the players to do that, but I know what you mean. It's very difficult right at the end of the season to change things so drastically with no time on the training ground to implement it. Yeah,
definitely. Who would you play on the left-hand side then? Would you play would you just go double up with left wing backs?
I know that Ben Osborne can play left midfield, but I also think John Fleck could play there. I think Lowe could play there. In fact, Lowe would probably be the best choice because he can't really defend. Here's a chance for Leicester. 47 minutes of stay. Brilliant tackle, though. Fantastic. Was that Ho Keane Bryan getting back late?
It was Ho Keane Bryan.
It's getting harder to say with the ho-ho-hos. We've got to say them quite quickly. Ball in the midfield. Lundstrom tries to get a little touch. He does get a good little touch. We're on 48-14 if you're trying to keep up with us. And then it's a misplaced pass. And Soyun Chu will just lay it back to Schmeichel. But that could easily have been 2-0 to the Foxes.
All right. I'm gonna take off, guys. I'm like probably a minute and a half behind you. so
sorry, Robert.
No worries. I would rather you guys be on time and given the folks watching live updates as they happen. So take care. It's been good to chat with you guys again.
Always good to have you on. Cheers, Robert. Mate. We love a good yank, and Robert always provides quite a lot of insight that I think is different from us that have, as I said, when you disappeared, because we've grown up with it, we have a slightly different outlook. Here's the chance for Leicester to make it 2-0. Ball crossing the box. Any touch here from Iheanacho, and it's a goal, but he lays it off instead to Vardy, and it's headed off the line. Was it over the line? Referee's watch does not buzz, but as we know, Sheffield United, that means nothing. 49-07, ball played forward on the left-hand side. Burke will try and break on Soyun Chu, but it's cleared for a throw-in, and that was huge, huge defending. Was it Basham on the line?
It must have been the camera went to Bash. I'm not sure why Bash was there, though, on the left-hand side. Oh, how well did he do there, Bash? He made sure he was back on that line. Did you see him sprint towards his line thinking this is where the ball's going to end up? Excellent. But you know what I liked there, from a Leicester point of view, was, oh my God, that's probably the closest we've been all game. And that's not close at all.
Not at all. Nowhere near. We're as close to the goal as you and I are right now.
You know, I was going to say, Iheanacho there, he didn't just have a shot, did he? He took his time. He found Vardy. I thought that was brilliant, and I thought that was going to be a goal, but very, very well done from Bash. I think Bash's head's probably still ringing from that because he put some pace on that Vardy, didn't he?
I love Basham, the fact that he is still out there trying. He's still giving it his all. Some of the players, we're not saying they're down tools, but there are one or two that maybe play for themselves a little bit, Lundstrom. But Basham doesn't. He goes out there.
With that cough there, Hal? Is that cough all right?
The little Lundstrom tickle, but it's fine. But Basham goes out there and puts his body literally on the line every single time. He is everything you would want in a footballer because, okay, technically he's not the most gifted, but no one tries as hard as Basham. I think we see times when Ben Osborne gives as much as Bash, but he hasn't had a chance to break into the team and develop on a long-term basis. But Bash is brilliant.
Do you know what? I'm going to give somebody else a lot of credit here. George Baldock. He might be quite similar, maybe not the most technically gifted. Yeah, his crossing lets him down at times, but he always puts 110 in. Always. I love Baldock. He gives it all, and you can see how much it means to him. And I said this in about the Southampton game. They sent him out to talk to the press because they know that they're going to get so much fight and stuff from coming from his voice, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. I love Baldock as well. And the thing is with George, I saw on Sheffield 2 4SU, which is quite a divisive forum sometimes, that they were doing a list of ugly footballers, and George Baldock was in that list. I've got to say, anyone who calls George Baldock ugly has absolutely no concept of what it means to be physically attractive. I think his features are quite symmetrical. and symmetry is obviously quite appealing to the opposite sex. So all the same, no judgments here. So I think George Baldock, very, very attractive man, and as you'd expect, lead on from that to a corner, which is whipped in beautifully on 51-45 by John Fleck. It was the best corner we've seen this half, and the first one as well.
Well done, Ollie. Got away with that one
from Ollie Norwood, and the pass was good, but it was an interesting touch from Stevens. He kind of got himself in a bit of a muddle, but luckily Leicester's defender there kicked it out, and Blades have a throw-in. Can we utilise this where you do waste throw-ins on so many occasions? And that's another one which we have done exactly that.
I was hoping that we were going to score from that corner, mostly because I wanted everybody to be the clip for when you're talking about Baldock being sexy, and we're scoring while you're saying that Baldock's sexy.
I went down what I call a comedy cul-de-sac, and I couldn't get out of it. So I'm very glad we didn't score there, because I did not know what I was talking about.
No, that's fine though. He is an attractive-looking little bloke.
He's 5'10", mate. He's 2 inches taller than me.
He still can't be 5'10". I don't believe that, but he's got it. He's on the ball now.
Look at him with his handsome legs. Brings it forward, then checks back. And then a good pass as well, infield to Ollie Norwood, who's the only one of the team who hasn't visited a barber. We've got Lundstrom, who lays it back to that man, Chris Basham. Simply the best. Wonderful performance already today. He has given his all. Ho, Keane Bryan's had a bit of a mixed bag, it's fair to say. Like a selection of Haribo today, his performance. And then Ender Stevens, who's no longer got that confidence to take players on, to nutmeg players and to go forward, and really makes a mess of that. I think not only does he foul Albright, the referee's going to let it go on, but he just gave possession away far too cheaply when he had a chance to attack there on the left. It just doesn't look like the same Ender Stevens at all.
No, he's not. He's certainly not. And I'm very surprised that they don't give Osborne a chance in that role. I know we've spoken about it a few times in previous watch-alongs, and I've obviously been quite pro Ender Stevens because Ender Stevens can be, on his day, one of the best left-backs in the country for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So badly. Yeah.
On his day, Ender Stevens is the best left back we've had since Wayne Quinn.
Yeah, I'm going to say something else then. I'm going to maybe say slightly better. But
yeah, I worry because Quinny's such a fan of the channel, he might be watching.
I don't care. No. Quinny was excellent. Quinny was brilliant. We loved watching Quinny, didn't we? Loved it. But yeah, that's it. I think at the same time, Quinny was dealt a harsh hand because he was on the other side to Vaspabokis, and Vaspabokis everyone loved for his attacking prowess, but Quinny didn't get as much. Quinny didn't get as much credit because he was all round, probably just about better than Vaspabokis because his defensive work was non-existent, was it?
Had it not been the Vas debut, that was the same debut as Quinny's, we'd all be talking about Wayne Quinn's debut against Sunderland, but Vas was just so special. Free kick, by the way, on the right-hand side to Leicester. This is dangerous. We're on 55. Ball swung in, and at any touch there from Johnny Evans, it would have taken it towards goal, but it goes over all of them, and Soyun Chu will make it back to Jose Perez. We're bang on 55 now. Castagna. I'm starting to learn who all these Leicester players are. I never really follow anyone other than Sheffield United. I do struggle to actually remember squad numbers, and my eyesight is getting really poor, so I haven't got a clue. I look at these players like Nick Reeds. I'm just figuring out who's who.
Yeah, to be honest, mate, I think the reason why we know all these players so well is because they've had the ball so much, haven't they?
Interesting question. If Hal was manager, would he sell Berger or keep him? I don't know why people keep saying I'm, a candidate for manager. Nick's here as well.
And why are you bothered about kind of cheeseburgers and stuff? Why would you be selling cheeseburgers? Like, you'd be the manager.
Indeed. But they didn't say a manager of what. Maybe that burger stand outside John Street. We're on 55-52. Bobby is an unsung hero. I'm we're watching this. Bobby is an absolute legend, and Bobby gives up his time for free, and he's just deserves the love. So if you do want to give Bobby some love in the comments, please do, because
he's nodding away to that.
He gives up his Sundays, he gives up his midweek. He's very busy during the week as well. He does so much for us. We send him messages with we need things done 20 minutes ago, and we send him a message like, can you make a graphic with this? And he just has to do it. And he's amazing, and he does it, and he always does it first time brilliantly.
He doesn't have to do it. He does it because he's an absolute legend. That's what he is.
When I said he has to do it, what I meant was you feel like the pressure he puts on himself because he's so dedicated to doing things properly, and he does them properly. He never grumbles. Not once has he ever said, "You know what? Can I not do this?" He just brilliant.
Yeah. Exactly. What a guy.
So please, comments for Bobby. He absolutely deserves them. He's, for me, been player of the season.
I agree.
Hasn't put a foot wrong.
Can I ask you a question about Ethan Ampadu? Somebody put it in the comments earlier on and said, what do you think is going to happen to Ethan Ampadu next season? What do you think, Carl?
He's going to go to another... He going to go to... It's finally... done my Ndidi impression. He's going to go.
Nigeria, yeah.
He's going to go to another Premier League club on loan because he's a bit like a Rustler's burger that you want to eat really quickly, but you haven't microwaved it fully. He's not ready yet for Chelsea, but I actually personally don't think he'll ever be ready for Chelsea. But he certainly isn't ready yet. But maybe with another season, which will be another 30 seconds cooking, which is the analogy I'm now using for another season in the Premier League. I'm stretching this burglar thing. It's not really working. But another season, I think, on loan at Newcastle next season, playing midfield. He's done defence most of the time for us, just to round him out as the complete player that Chelsea will want him to be. They might see him playing in, I think, midfield more than defence, but who knows?
Yeah, they seem to, don't they? But I think a lot of Chelsea fans really, really like Ampadu. Bobby's a Chelsea fan, aren't you, Bobby? Well, Sheffield United and Chelsea.
Whoa. He's not going to be happy with that.
Why not?
Bobby, if you want people to like Bobby, you've got to say he's a dyed-in-the-wool, Sheffield-born blade.
Well, it shows how much of a legend he is. Like Johnny said, watching this whilst not being a full Sheffield United fan.
Get Bobby a statue, absolutely. Build the statue. Yes,
absolutely.
See now, Nick, you've thrown him under now.
I want to know. I want to know what Bobby thinks about Ampadu. That was the segue to that.
Right, fine. Well, as he's not on screen and we can't hear him.
We've got a private chat. We've got a private chat.
Right, in that private chat, he'll just say, "Don't tell people I'm a Chelsea fan." Here's a chance for Vardy. Great save with his legs by Rammers. I'm very glad that wasn't the moment we were going to have to clip. It's 59. Bang on if you are just watching us now.
What is Vardy doing? He's missed some right chances in this game.
Vardy's had 4 good chances to put Leicester out of sight, and Rammers has done very, very well. Credit where credit's due, and Rammers did with a good legs save. You can try and dig Bobby out, but you're on your own, Nick.
What I'll say is that Bobby's not from Sheffield, so he's definitely not a glory hunter. Like Hal. Hal's not from Sheffield. Anyway, so I'm digging now.
You're going to throw us all in. Okay. Anyone else?
Born and raised.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So apart from Nick,
I think I'm going to be doing these videos on my own from now on, aren't I?
As I was saying, Bobby's brilliant. Let's leave it there. That's what we were trying to do.
Bobby's the best.
So, yeah, good. Covered that. So we'll go back in, and we know now how we can edit things out of YouTube, which I had to find out the hard way. So yeah, send Nick some love. He's the only Sheffield born on this channel.
I'm the biggest blade.
He's the biggest blades. Good. So we'll just ask one question, then we'll leave it there. The last game, of course, that we were all able to attend was Norwich at home at Bramall Lane. Surely the biggest blade would have been at that game. That goes without saying. So obviously I was there. Nick, were you at that game?
No, I'm a very good friend.
Good. Right, 60 minutes 30, and the biggest blade off has ended in a draw. It's Leicester 1, Sheffield United 0. We're trying to find things that will pick us up after that awful week. And here's Tielemans trying to make it worse for us, but he drills it straight into the grateful gut of Aaron Ramsdale.
I'll be honest, mate. How good has Ramsdale been today?
Very, very good.
Saved everything.
He's been man of the match. We've got wonderful Jem doing player ratings, who I'm sure will give him a good rating.
I've been called a happy clapper for twice in this stream now. Happy clapper. Johnny, It's not on, mate. It's not on. You're off. You're gone. There we go.
Definitely not a happy clapper. We also would love to bring you good news. We try and do that as much as possible. Sheffield Wednesday lost today, so we are clinging on where we can. I don't want a Sheffield derby next season, if I'm being honest, Nick.
No, I hate them. I used to like them. I used to think,
like
I can't wait to beat Wednesday. And then now it's just anxiety the whole way through.
Well worth watching our podcast with Carlos Saba, who not only describes Sheffield Wednesday in very disparaging terms, calls Hillsborough Pigsville. He really hates Sheffield Wednesday and does talk and reminisce superbly about that 2-1 victory against the Pigs in April 2001, wasn't it?
Yes,
so we're talking 20-year anniversary next month.
We are, mate.
Gorgeous George Baldock draws a foul. That's superb play, and Didi apoplectic with rage, looking like he wants the world to open up and swallow him. He's furious and having a go at George Baldock.
What's he saying, Hal? And he's dived there, hasn't he? He's dived there.
It's a massive dive from George Baldock. Finally getting cute. He's not just physically cute.
Yeah, exactly. And what's Ndidi saying to Baldock? And what accent is he using? What are you doing there, kid? Get up, get up, lad.
Get up, Narden. Lise Mousset is going to be brought on for Sheffield United on 63. A very ineffective Ollie Burke who jogs off at a faster pace than anything we saw in the game. And Moose will be brought on. I don't know what's happened to Ollie Burke. I really feel for him. I think he could be a great player.
Yeah, I agree. It just made me laugh what Hadley said. Or was it Hadley? Somebody just said, I think I've lost it. Carlos Alba hates Man City more than he should do, or something like that.
Ewan Sars hates City. He calls them Chairman City.
Yeah, he does. I like that. Oh, that was a good ball into the box, that. But I just wish it wasn't Moose on the end of it because he got nowhere near it.
Yeah, I was looking out for Moose. And, it's a terrible turn, which has given the ball away. Was that Ho-Ho Keane Bryan being a little bit too clever? When there's definitely no room for that in this game, was it being so tight? Jose Perez on the edge of the area can get a shot away, does get a shot away. It's with his right foot, and it's gone into the bottom left-hand corner on 63 minutes. Jose Perez celebrates near the corner flag. We don't want to see any more corner flag nonsense against Leicester, and he pulls up short of kicking it. It's 2-0 to the Foxes. It's probably deserved. It stemmed from our own errors again. Fancy Dan football when definitely not called for, leading to that goal, which was well taken.
What a finish that is, though. What a finish. But what a ball from Norwood that is. Nobody really attacking it. Moose behind the defender, like, he's easily going to win that ball. And then it was George. It was George.
Was it George?
It was George doing a Cruyff turn on the halfway line. But what a touch. Drives at the defence and bang, that is bottom corner.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not completely blaming George for that because there's a lot to do after that Cruyff turn, but I'm not necessarily sure that was the right decision from George when he could have a simple pass inside was on, in my opinion. The Cruyff turn would have been on the list of things in my brain to do. It's 15th. It's 15th or 16th.
Yeah. Can I also just put this out there that we need to stop saying, and I'm definitely one that does it, we need to stop saying it wasn't Ramsdale's fault, because the reason why we say that is because we've said it a few times this season. I think we need to stop saying that, because unless it is his fault, we don't say that. It was just a great finish. Ramsdale nowhere near it. Couldn't do anything about that. I think as well he was unsighted because it was right in front of Ampadu, but he's not saving that in a month of Sundays.
Yeah, I'd love a month of Sundays, except a month of Sundays where we're not playing Leicester City away.
Yeah, or Liverpool or anybody else, because we've played a lot of Sunday games recently, haven't we?
A lot of Sundays. It's felt like a month of Sundays, and actually I can't wait for... I was going to say the world to go back to normal. I don't know if that's sort of realistic, but I'd like football to go back to normal, and by that I mean when we as Blades can all be there. And I know we've enjoyed doing these watch-alongs, and we really thank you all for being there, but I've got to say, when we're trying to maintain some sort of joviality...
Yeah, good.
Thank you. It's actually very, very difficult when we've only done these for you and I, one win.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's taking its toll on us. And, if we weren't Sheffield United fans, this would be easy. Yeah,
I know. Could you imagine if we'd have been watching the Man United match together?
Oh, I keep saying that, don't I?
That'd have been fun.
It wouldn't, because of course I had my issue with my upstairs toilet during that entire game, so I wouldn't have been able to talk on screen.
That's not a euphemism, is it?
It's not a euphemism. The toilet started to leak during that game, which has really marred the only joyous moment of the last season.
Yeah, we've had nothing in this game either, have we? Had any chances? Billy Sharp's probably come the closest, but he didn't even get onto the ball.
I want a goal. I just want a goal because Bobby in the background made this fantastic graphic we haven't played, and it's a shame because the one time we could have played it, I forgot.
Disgusting. Did we play it right towards the end of the stream?
Yeah, but no one saw it because we'd gone off, but we thought we were still going.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's just.
So yes, we played it for you and I. We enjoyed it.
Yeah, we did. I just want to see. I just want to enjoy watching football again because I've not enjoyed it at all this season.
It's a great point. My nephew thinks that Sheffield United are boring, and that breaks my heart when he says that because he could choose to watch any. Because of course, every game he's grown up thinking every game is always on telly. So he's watched them all and doesn't enjoy watching us. And I do not blame him. And he did last season. And it's such a shame. So we want to get back to that. And I think I'm worried that I've lost him, Nick, to not being a Blade. And that hurts. That aches my heart. Rick Wakeman singing a song. The way Hal and Nick do the watch-alongs and remain so calm is awesome. Thank you.
That's very nice, though, isn't it? It's very nice.
Yeah.
We just gutted, aren't we? I think we've gone past the anger stage.
Oh, yeah.
We're going down, but we just want to see us score a goal. We want to see us get some points. And
I went through a lot of the phases of grief with the Wilder thing as well. I already think I'm at acceptance.
We've got to be, haven't we? There's no coming back from this.
That's football. You've got to move on quickly. It's unfortunately the nature of the beast. And I don't think the director of football model is actually a bad idea. It's worked for so many clubs, Leeds being a really good example of how it can work. And even Burnley have a director of football. So for goodness sake, we've probably got to move with the times. And whilst I said, and I still stand by, if the principles are of Chris Wilder that he doesn't want to work with a director of football, then he's got to stick by his principles. And I respect a man who sticks by his principles, even if it isn't perhaps 2021 cited.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's more of a kind of an old school manager, Wilder, isn't he? And we like an old school manager, but at the same time, if that's the way that Prince wants to go, at the end of the day, we might be saying this is our football club, but technically it's his football club.
He's only old school in one respect, not tactically. Here's a chance for Leicester for 3. It's Iheanacho. It's a ball played across the face. He's deserved a goal today, and on 69 minutes, Iheanacho puts it with his right foot into the back of the net.
I'm not sure what the celebration was. Hopefully he's offside, because this is my prediction going up in smoke.
My prediction was 4-0 Leicester, and I don't want to be right.
We're right in the middle at the moment. God, it's taking a long time for this instant replay to come on. It's not very instant, this replay, is it?
It's a good point. It'll just be a replay. Here's the goal. It's a ball headed forward at the back. I wasn't really commentating at this point because the game's over.
Handball in there?
Could have well been a handball. It bounced unnaturally. A potential offside as well on Vardy.
Yeah, and that's not offside. The second one.
No chance. Good finish. Iheanacho's on great form.
He is, mate. He is. Very, very good finish. That's so confident, that, isn't it? So confident.
So confident. Smash the likes. We're getting close to 200.
Away. Oh, that's great. Nice one. Apparently. It's annoying that you can't see how many likes you've got right here. But for me, I'd like to see if that was a handball in the build-up to it. Oh, but we've just carried on. We've just carried on.
That looked like something that should be reviewed. Of course, that could make all the difference between us going up or staying up or going down.
No, but it don't matter if it makes a difference or not. It's just VAR for you.
Yeah. It should be looked at, and it's not being looked at, and it looked like a handball to me. Let us know in the comments, did you think there was a handball in the build-up, regardless of whether it makes a difference to the result or not? I think you should just do it properly. If we're going to have VAR, which I don't want, and I don't think we should, let's use it when it's actually needed.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely looked to me like it was a handball in the lead-up. Oliver Mountain says the same.
201 likes, according to Bobby in the background. Thank you, Bobby, you legend. So that's really great. Please smash the like. It really does help us. And do subscribe as well if you like our kind of, what do we call it? Do we say banter?
Bants.
I'm not really a fan of...
I think the kids say epic bants.
I wish I had been born in the 50s. Right, ball crossed in. 72 minutes. Chance for Leicester to make it 4. It's flicked on. It's going to be cleared by Ollie Norwood for a corner. Jamie Vardy will just watch that out. That was good play from Leicester. They really have turned up the gears. They've turned the screw, as the saying goes. I never really know what that means. And looking likely to get a fourth.
Yeah. Question: do you think that this would have gone any different if Wilder was the manager?
Yes. Like I said yesterday on our match preview, with Wilder as manager, we lose 1-0. Without Wilder, we lose 4-0. And I'm sticking by that.
I don't know about that. I haven't seen us really play any different to what we did under Wilder.
229 likes now, people. Thank you very much. Ball crossed in. Corner 2, Leicester City on 72. It's kept alive. And a very interesting clearance. I think I'll put it that way from Ender Stevens.
Runs down the wing for
Sheffield United.
Sheffield United.
It'll be great when Nick and I can actually go to a game together for a number of reasons. One, we'll be able to hug each other, finally. If socially distancing has gone by that stage, of course. And be able to sing songs together and do this live.
And celebrate together.
Maybe, if we ever win a game again. Ball on the right-hand side. 72-30, trying to keep up with us. So Jose Perez with a shot. And it is wide of Rama's near post, that right-hand post, 72-37, if you're keeping up with Hal and Nick. The why I said my own name in the third person.
Did we not learn from the last corner that they did? Just pass it to the edge of the box and they shoot. What's going on?
Yeah, it's a bad shot in the end when you see it from behind the goal.
So annoying. I'm starting to get Southampton stage. Now we're losing 3-0.
What, we're going to lose 9-0?
No, getting really, really annoyed. Like I wasn't annoyed at 2-0. I'm starting to get annoyed at 3 and possibly 4.
Pace. Use your pace. Oh, Brian, that's dreadful defending from Keane Bryan. And then he pulls his man. I think that was a foul by Keane Bryan. I think that was shocking defending from Keane Bryan. Really, really poor.
Yeah, it was. But like I said, when I thought the ref were going to go for a red. Then I was thinking, has he been booked? That's definitely a booking. He needed to do it though, or it would have gone through on goal and possibly squared it for someone. But I was saying before, when you were a blue tin, it's definitely a word.
I like that.
The Keane Bryan before this season, all he'd played football in, I think, was League One, Bolton, Oldham, or Rochdale. I can't remember who it was.
Or Bury, or all three.
Yeah, probably all in League One. So no Championship football, and now he's expected to play football in the Premier League.
Yeah, but that was no. Keane Bryan. Ball crossed in. Chance for Rammers to come out and claim. Looking every bit like the man he wants to be nicknamed, which is Rambo. He's got Rambo on his gloves. We're refusing to call him Rambo. We've gone with Rammers. We went with that from day one. And we are, if nothing else, stubborn men.
We are. Ramdog? No. Oh, Billy Sharp's through.
Oh, he actually is a Ramdog millionaire.
Oh, Richard Wakeman, you absolute beauty. We love that.
Kiss my face.
Yes. Kiss faces, please.
Basham coming forward, foul surely by Jamie Vardy. Referee's going to say no, he won the ball. I maybe would like to see that again. Possibly he did. Ball played back to Jose Perez on this left-hand side, the right-footed Jose Perez. When he joined Newcastle, he insisted that his brother came from Spain to keep him company, and they found him a club in the area of Blythe Spartans.
Oh, very nice, very nice. I do want to just quickly say to Richard Wakeman, thank you. Really appreciate that, because he's just said all the hard work that you've done week in, week out. It's nice to be seen that we're doing hard work, because we really, really are. Yeah.
It's also noticed, and I said this to you off air, no, the people that give us the most money don't support Sheffield United.
I know. What guys? Absolute boys. Is it because Yorkshire people are tight?
The thoughts of Nick, not the Sheffield United way. Johnny's reversed that.
Johnny boy. Johnny's a chef boy, born and raised.
Also, shouts to Harmon, who says, love your channel. Everyone in Chicago is going to be a blade before we know it. Chi-Town, the Windy City.
Chi-Town.
You know why it's called the Windy City?
Go on.
Oh, I don't know. I was just asking you. I haven't got a clue.
Oh, good one. That's what I do to you quite a lot, isn't it? Just throw you under the bus.
You do, yeah, especially with maths.
I quite a lot of that. How many assists has he got this season? Yeah.
Shouts to Richard, who says, Ciao, Hal, from Milan. Now, do you say Milan or Milan? Because I always say Milan.
I know you do. I hate it.
Oh, well, you know I do, because we talk about them so often.
All the time.
Yeah. You can't move on this channel for talking about AC and Internazionale.
Yeah. Oh, geez, man. There's 14 minutes to go.
Yeah,
Are we going to have a shot on target in this game?
No, we'll do a time check. It's 46-47. And by the way, if you are watching Chris Wilder, what's he thinking, Nick?
Not a lot, really. We would have got beaten anyway.
Do you think he's watching thinking, I made the right decision because there's only one way this team is going?
No.
Great shot from the edge of the area from Ian Acho.
God.
He's had a storming game, and that will beat Rammers at his near post. Is that his hat-trick?
Hat-trick, yeah.
I mean, I said he's played well.
What a finish that was.
What can you say? 4-0. I don't want to be proven right, but that's exactly what I said in the match preview.
You did, mate. You did. Oh, my God.
It was Johnny Evans, wasn't it? Just Johnny Evans to Ndidi, and then from absolutely nowhere where you'd think a shot was on, Harry Kane style, just takes that early shot.
Look how many players are around him.
Well, it's Keane Bryan's man. So Keane Bryan has a job to mark today. One player, Ian Acho, and he's got a blooming hat trick.
I'm sorry, but it's not. Yeah, Keane Bryan, I agree, but all the midfielders are nowhere near him.
But they're all jockeying, aren't they? They're all going back. Like, go on. You want to take a shot from there? Take a shot. Oh, you have taken a shot from there, and it's gone right into the bottom corner.
And do you know what?
Absolutely awful.
If that was me playing Sunday League football, yeah, fine. You're not expecting a player to score from there, so you're like, yeah, you take a shot. But we're playing in the Premier League. Players can do these things.
Okay, I asked you at the start of the game, Keane Bryan, new contract. I'm going to ask you the exact same question again. Does Keane Bryan get a new contract?
No.
Ollie Norwood off. And I'm delighted to say, Ndiaye, we're finally Heckingbottom blooding that youth from his own under-23s. Let's see. Oh, Moose taking a terrible touch. Let's see what Ndiaye can do. He had his birthday in the previous game, wasn't utilised. He finally is now.
Oh, Scott Keller, you absolute legend of a man. Thank you very much. California Blade, I'm fed up of getting up at 6 a.m. to watch this. Seeing better in Concord Park. Yeah, you've probably seen me in Concord Park. I'd have done something like that. No, I wouldn't have been that close to the goal.
Thank you, Scott. Chance for Vardy on the left-hand side. He could get a shot away here. He does, and it's in.
Oh, my God. That wasn't even going in. That was going wide, that.
That may well be a Ethan Ampadu own goal, just as you think this day can't get any worse. I think we're seeing here a culmination of heads dropping, players realising that their leader is gone, players realising that we are definitely relegated, and Leicester taking full advantage of all of those ingredients.
Yes.
They've gone.
Johnny, what I will say, Johnny, if this is going wide, it's not Vardy's goal, which it's not. It's an own goal. So that's something.
Yeah, I don't want Vardy to score. Vardy across the box, you're right, it's not going in, and Ethan Ampadu gets a touch on it. If Ampadu doesn't get a touch on that, Ian Acho scores. I don't know how poor Gemma is going to do player ratings for this, because this second half, I don't know what Heckingbottom has said to them at half-time, but it's the exact opposite of a rallying cry, because this second half has been absolutely atrocious. And for me, now the worst performance of the season. I am disgusted.
Yeah, but you can't blame Heckingbottom. I feel so sorry for him. He's coming to a side that's getting beaten pretty much week in, week out. Heads are down. We've got no players. Everybody's injured. And we've just losing 5-0. It's not fair on Heckingbottom, really.
You're right. You can't blame Heckingbottom. So he's had no time to work tactically. So all he can do is motivate them with his words. That's all he can do. Now, someone like Neil Warnock was, I always thought, not great at signing players, but brilliant at building them up. He made you feel 10 foot tall. He sold the club to you if he were going to sign you, and he made you feel like you could go out there and beat anyone on the day. He was brilliant at that. It was like a psychological genius. That's all Heckingbottom can be today, is to get them up for it and ready. And I like to think that in my own profession, I'm quite good at doing that with people. I just am suggesting that whatever was said at halftime, it did the exact opposite of what I would like to have seen. I'd like them to have come out and gone, do you know what? We've got nothing to lose. Let's go and play with the freedom and let's give it our all. And they haven't done that.
No, they haven't. And that's, come on, Moose, don't get injured.
81-12 if you're trying to keep up with us. And Moose
what
for
a
the pass.
Shocking ball. that looked like a Leicester player playing a through ball there. Shocking. I can't remember that. Oh God,
Vardy on the left-hand side tries to bring it back in, and that should have been 6. But it's a good block. I'll tell you what, 6 is going to ruin. We've been saying all season we haven't been hammered by anybody. We've been beaten gradually, slowly. It's been a slow, painful death. It's been a torture of 1,000 knives. But today has been one big guillotine.
Yeah, and even Bash got done there, didn't he, by Vardy? Bash doesn't get done that much. And he did there. Oh, God.
Ball swung in from Tielemans. It's a good chance for a final touch there, you'd have thought, from Johnny Evans, but number 6 to make it 6, but he ends up in the back of the net where he wanted the ball to go.
Yeah. We could be looking at 7 goals here. To be honest, against Southampton, we probably should have lost 5 or 6-0 with all the chances that they had.
Bobby, are we giving that Vardy then? We're not giving that Ethan Ampadu. I'd rather it said Ampadu own goal on there, but
it's true. It is true though. It definitely weren't Vardy.
I don't want it to be that piggy.
No, definitely.
This is awful. This is the worst performance of the season. Let us know in the comments. Is this the worst performance of the season? The other thing that worries me a little bit, Nick, is I don't want to see the fan base turn. I think as a Blades family, we're all feeling the pain equally. We now need to come together as fans. We are all in this together. If we start having a go at each other on social media, and that's all it will be because we can't meet up, we will divide. And we will go back to those horrible days when fans were arguing on the terraces. I've seen punch-ups between Blades. We don't want any of that nonsense. I do feel like a result like this will only make things worse. And there are those that are coming out and saying things that are very anti the ownership and very anti certain members of the boardroom staff. I just think whatever you feel, it's not really going to help things because they're still here and Chris has gone. So maybe it's time to just rally behind those that are actually still here.
We're only going to hurt ourselves, aren't we? By giving everybody grief, giving players grief. But the thing is with social media, that's all we can do at the moment. So I can understand why fans are maybe not giving players grief to a certain extent, but critiquing them and saying this player's not played great. Oh, they threw again.
Chipped ball. Good touch from Ramos and then a great block from Ethan Ampadu. I've got to say that save from Ramsdale was really very, very good. He's not been at fault today.
No, definitely not.
Oh,
hey,
Joe.
Thank you, Just Joe Football Show.
Can I give a shout to Joe? And also, if you do get a chance to follow the Just Joe Football Show and subscribe, that would be great. Joe started up a new YouTube channel and he would rather do that than work for a living. So if you could subscribe to his channel so he gets enough subscribers that he can actually make money off YouTube, that would be great.
Excellent. Just looking across the top of the comments now, not everybody else, I don't think anyone else can see this, but just looking at all the donations, it's just amazing because we do this out of kindness of his own heart, really, don't we, Hal? And we like kind of chatting to people and trying to make sense of how we're playing at the moment. And it's great to see everybody supporting the channel. Have you given up, Hal?
Corner to Leicester. I was just reading Johnny J. Iron law of football. We must always blame Paul Heckingbottom. Hopefully you will not have to learn this, lads. Heckingbottom out. Wow. I thank you, John, by the way. That's really that's a lot of money that you've just given us there. That's absolutely incredible. David, I love what you've said here as well. It is the worst display, but let's stick together like Hal said. I think as much as I'm hurting, don't for one second think I'm not. I did not want Chris Wilder out. We just got to stick with what we've got at the moment. I think that long term. Hi, Hal. Locks is also watching your podcast and just showing it to people watching his Leicester podcast. That's a bizarre fourth wall break from Locks there. That's like that film Inception. It's just so he's doing a watch along, watching this watch along, showing people this watch along and his watch along.
Oh God, mate! This is the worst.
86 minutes. Flicks header on. Anyone in Leicester blue to get a touch on that could have fired it towards goal. But amazingly, every second ball, every 50-50 still being won by Leicester. Let's get a bit of moose pace on that. Castagna will win it and keep the ball alive for Leicester.
Yeah, Ampadu's down as well. Looks like he's got probably headed in the head. It looks like got head butted.
Can we then? Can we get some kind of agreement? I'm not getting enough in the comments to relax me here. I know how we all feel, right? I know who we want to blame, but let's just think about this logically. If we blame that one person, will it achieve anything?
Why are we blaming Heckingbottom anyway?
Thomas, thank you very much. That's really, really kind of you. Your donations are greatly appreciated. It's really, really brilliant. Thank you. So I think that we should just try and come together, so back the boys and back whoever is put in charge. If it's JT Hammer, if it's next season, Eddie Howe. Okay, it's not what Nick and I would choose. I would choose Chris Wilder. Of all the available managers, I'd give it Chris Wilder. But we've got to go with what we've got. I also like the look of Flynn. Is it Mike Flynn at Newport? If you have a look at actually his record and what he's done with Newport and when he took over, how they were just about to drop out into the non-league, the transformation he's made there. He's a young and upcoming British manager that I would be very excited about. I know it's only Newport, but he's working with a shoestring. Imagine what he could do with a bit of money.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's similar to Chris Wilder, wasn't it? Really similar. Thank you very much, Tim. Another £5 there. Oh, we love this.
Great stuff, Tim. Thank you.
And over all the social media platforms, we've got over 500 people in the stream, which is amazing to see, guys.
Well, I'm getting some interesting mixed messages on the comments about people are saying that they either agree with me or not when I say we just come together as Blades. I understand that a lot of people are still not quite at that place yet where you're ready to just say, okay, we forgive whomever, because none of us really know. We weren't in there. Lundstrom wins the ball there with a tackle on Tielemans. Referee says it's a foul, gives him a yellow card as well. Interesting decision. He went in there hard, but he did win the ball.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Joseph Parker, for another $5. John Lundstrom, 7 bookings this season, 1 red card.
Yeah. Which my thoughts on. We won't go back into the Brighton red card.
No, let's not. There's no point in even bringing it back up, mate.
Yeah. So, Nick, do you agree with me that we as Blades have to come together as a family and rather than have a go at different people?
Yeah, because Paul Heckingbottom's gonna win his promotion next season, 100%.
He might not be. He might not even be there, but he might.
He won't. I think he'll go back down to under 23s, and we'll bring somebody else in. But I don't understand the Tyndall thing. But we definitely need to stick. It's our football club at the end of the day. We've just got to, whoever's in charge, we've got to just get behind him. Like, what's the point in talking about Chris Wilder over and over and over and over again? He's not coming back. Yeah.
It's also, I think a lot of people, I'm reading some interesting comments about we'll never get a manager who cares so much. I think that's true. I think that's absolutely spot on. And I can't reiterate this enough. Nick and I want Chris Wilder. Right? We cannot let that be missed or misconstrued.
Yeah, I think Chris Wilder cared about the club more than Neil Warnock did.
Yeah,
I feel like Neil Warnock cared about Neil Warnock more than the club.
Dugout Football Channel legends. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Doug. Cheers for that, mate. Absolute legend. Doug is a great YouTuber as well. Go and check him out. He might be a Liverpool fan, but go and check him out. He's a top man.
He is very, very good, and I love his accent as well. Ball played in, chance for Blades to get the first shot on goal in this game in the 90th minute. Billy Sharp, who's seen very little of the ball, but what he has done, he's held the ball up very, very well. You will not find me ever criticising future Blades manager Billy Sharp. Puts a lovely cross in. Moose wasn't alive to it. It was very static, both feet planted on the ground. And Tielemans to Ndidi. And then a good tackle. Lundstrom did very, very well. Chance now here for Moose. It was slightly overplayed, and Johnny Evans can clear a really good stalwart Johnny Evans. And that's nice, tidy defending from Leicester City. You actually got a little bit of a commentary out of us there. It's been a hard game to comment.
After you just talking about that, I think this is a bit harsh, this. Blaming it on Heckingbottom.
Hey, Owens, he's not wrong, is he, Owen? That's a fact.
No, he's not wrong, but I don't think we can blame it on Heckingbottom.
Maybe Owens not.
We should be blaming it on the players here.
Well, this could have gone one of two ways. You're absolutely right, Nick. If they'd won, it would have been, well, the players weren't playing for Wilder. If the Blades were 5-0 up today, we'd have said that. And now you can look at it the other way, that the players were playing for Wilder, really playing for Wilder, and they actually aren't good enough.
Yeah, that's absolutely bang on. And this could be 6-0 here. If it was a bit better ball in the box, that would have been 6-0 probably. There's 1 minute left. When do you see 2 minutes injury time? You never see it.
Even the refs had enough for watching Sheffield United today.
Yeah, definitely. We've not had a shot on target. It's embarrassing. Just blow the whistle.
Is this your lowest? Is this the lowest ever this season?
I don't know. Possibly. Obviously, it's our biggest defeat in the Premier League in the last 2 seasons. Or is it ever?
I think ever. Statsman Adam will probably be able to correct us on that, but I believe this is either a joint or worst Premier League defeat. Awful. I mean, Wilder never got close to this, did he?
No, he didn't. But we keep talking about the manager. It's the same with Wilder, though, this season. Everyone blames Wilder for the games that we've lost and stuff. But the players are just not good enough, like you've just said, mate.
Well, Wilder, I think, ever got close to losing a game by 5 goals. I can't remember one. Undai taking a nice touch and a nice pass into Billy Sharp, and the referee will end this horrific saga. Awful 48 hours being a Blade. The worst, I think, since Dean and Fjortoff going on the same day. But this is worse because this will have, I think, longer repercussions. I think Aaron Ramsdale's the only player, amazingly, in a 5-0 defeat that comes out of this with any pats on the back.
Yeah, Ramsdale. Yeah, didn't have a chance today, did he? Didn't stand a chance. The defence and the midfield has just not given him any sort of help.
By the way, Bobby, that's your new job, okay, mate? Everyone who calls a Sheffield, instant blocking, please.
Maybe we could create a rule within YouTube that if Sheffield doesn't follow by United, then straight blocked.
Well, possibly, unless you're someone writing, the city of Sheffield is the nicest on earth.
Can't see that being said, mate.
Oh, I did my top 3 places on earth on Twitter, and Sheffield came in number 1 on numerous occasions.
You did yours?
Yeah, so mine was Sheffield I had as number 1, but then I asked other people, give me your top 3 places on earth, and Sheffield was often in theirs as well.
I won't throw you under the bus again there.
Thank you.
I'll leave it there.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Biggles White, as well, saying you enjoyed watching this for us. We have tried our best to steer you through that absolutely horrific game for the Blades. Leicester now, of course, in 2nd place, a game in hand on Manchester Blue. They've got 56 points. The Premier League season at the top end is rather dull for who's going to win it. I think Manchester Blue will win it. Nick, any disagreement there?
Nah, definitely not.
And it's at the bottom end, whereas there's some slight interest. I'd say Brighton, Newcastle, Fulham, those are the only 3 contending that final spot. I think Sheffield United and West Brom are going down.
Yeah, I agree. There's some people talking about Slaven Bilic being the next manager. He didn't have to do a bad job at West Brom, did he? Let's be honest.
No, you know what? He's a good manager. I really liked him when he was on was it ITV coverage of the Euros. I thought he came across really, really well. Seems like a decent man. Yeah, seems like a decent man. You know, he doesn't know Sheffield, doesn't know the city, doesn't know the players. Johnny.
Oh, lovely, Johnny. Lovely.
That's the thing, Johnny. You can watch this channel with a little lad, can't you? Unless that's a euphemism. Sam Lewis.
I don't think anyone's doing that, Hal. Nobody's doing that.
I genuinely hope that's the last time we see John Lundstrom in a Blade shirt. Poor performance, poor situation, just hurts. Sam, it's a great point. I'll tell you something else, right? I said to my sister, it was last season, one of the early games of the season, that if John Lundstrom scores in this game, I'll get Lundstrom on the back of my shirt. And he didn't score in that game. And I cannot tell you now how glad I would not be able to go to the lane with a Lundstrom shirt. If anyone in the comments has got Lundstrom on the back of your shirt, can you wear it?
No, definitely not. And the fact that he's number 7, Michael Brown's number, is just wrong.
And Steve Simpson, if you're going to say wrong, Hal, you've got to tell me what I'm wrong about. All right? I've said a lot in the last 2 hours, 22 minutes. You've got to tell me what I've said that's wrong. I'm sure there's plenty, but do in your criticism, please be specific.
Yeah, you've got to be. It's great to see you both smiling adversity. Yeah, that is nice. We try, but it's difficult sometimes.
I'll tell you something, Nick, that might make you smile. I found out recently I have exactly the same size hands as Donald Trump.
Okay.
We are hand twins.
Smile. That just makes me... That's just weird.
All right, so where do we go from here? Let's before we close and before we say thank you to all of you for joining us, don't forget to smash a like. What do we do next? I mean, is it a chance now for Heckingbottom nil and JT Hammer to get the boys on the pitch and pick a new formation to change things around, to maybe drop Lundstrom?
I think so. I think I said it in the last video, though, didn't I? And then I said it in the preview. Get Ozzy in there. Ozzy's going to chase and chase and chase. I'd rather see Ozzy on the right-hand side with his right foot for standing on than Lundstrom. Why? Why are we still giving him the time of day? He's not been interested for a very, very, very long time. And yes, we've got the semi-final coming up. How have we got to the semi-final? Well, we've had a lot of poor teams, haven't we? Let's be honest. That's the reason why we're.
The team that gave us the toughest game was Bristol Rovers.
Yeah, I know. Better than Bristol City anyway, weren't they?
I want your thoughts on this, all right? I can't leave it any longer, and I'm sorry, and I'm going to apologise in advance. A lot of people having a go at the Prince. Do you think the Prince forced Wilder out? And that's a huge question, and I probably shouldn't have asked you on this now, and you can tell me to shut up, and we'll talk about it another time. But it's coming up so much in the comments, I just wondered if you had a thought.
You're asking me this, or you're asking the comments?
Yeah, I'm asking you, but you can deflect it if you don't want to touch that one. I totally understand.
I would normally deflect it, but from an outsider point of view, it looks a bit 50-50. It looks like Wilder and the Prince did not get on one little bit. We know how headstrong Wilder is. We know that he's argued with Duffy before. We know that he's probably not got a great relationship with Lunny, even though he carried on playing him. He played him for a reason, didn't he? But the Prince is definitely not someone that can't be blamed, because I feel like the Prince wanted Wilder out, and I feel like Wilder could have put more a fight up to stay Sheffield United manager. I don't know, mate. But
no, I don't know either.
50.
All right. What if I was just to say to you, when we were in League One after our Adkins, that the Prince was going to put, over 100 million of his own money into the club and bring in a manager that cared, and that in the next 5 years we'd be in the Premier League and finish 9th? You'd take that.
Yeah.
And then I was to say that there was going to be a disagreement, which happens between adults, happens between people in work all the time. But one of them is the owner and one of them is an employee. There's only ever going to be one winner, whether we as fans wanted it to be that way around or not. And we don't know the ins and outs. We don't know what really happened. What if it was to transpire in a few months that actually the Prince did everything he could to keep Wilder and was begging him to stay, and Wilder wanted to leave because maybe of things that the Prince has done, like forcing his hand on a director of football, like refusing transfer in January, transfer budget of any kind. But we don't actually know what those final conversations were like. And I just don't want to cast aspersions. I don't want to assume that we know that it's an evil Prince and a good Wilder. I don't think it's that black and white. I don't think it's that simple in real life.
No, I definitely don't. And we know that Wilder can be hot-headed. We've seen it in the past, like I said, with Duffy. So not for a second do I think that it's all evil Prince and he's forced him out, or he would have sacked him. If he didn't want him, he'd have sacked him a while ago. He wouldn't have given him a 4-year contract in 2020. You know what I mean?
Because that's going to cost him loads. If you give someone a 4-year contract and then have to sack him, that's going to cost a lot of money. But we don't really know what's happened, and we may never know. And there may have been some kind of agreement where they're not going to reveal all the ins and outs. And you and I have been sent countless rumours, and some of them are on one side of that fence and some of them are on the other side of that fence. And I actually don't know what to believe.
No, and like I said, I just feel like there's probably a bit of both. There's no smoke without fire. I think both of them have not got on one little bit. I think it is because of the director of football, the reason why. It's the straw that broke the camel's back for me. I think the Prince wanted it and Wilder didn't, and Wilder didn't want anyone above him.
I'd say if Wilder was to write his memoirs and release a book, wow. If it was a tell-all and it was the truth, it'd be a bestseller.
Or if Chris Wilder came on a podcast, on a very good Sheffield United YouTube channel, that'd be even better.
Yeah, so Johnny, if you can get him, that'd be great.
I like that.
Yeah, we will. I'll ask, but I think the chances of getting Wilder on are slim and none, as they say in America. I just don't think he would do it. I think legally he wouldn't be able to talk about it anyway, so it's probably not.
Certainly not now. But as well, mate, I think that a lot of people on here are blaming the Prince, and there's not much else we can do. We just need to carry on regardless.
Okay. So let's say it's 100% the Prince's fault. Let's say that's a fact. Now, I'm not saying that, but let's, for argument's sake, say that. He's still here. Is sending him on his personal social media hate, and some of the stuff I've read is vile, is that going to make him pro-Sheffield United, or more likely anti-Sheffield United to damage the club we love further? It's only going to do that.
As well, think about it this way. If he gets all this, starts disliking the fans, disliking the club, and wants out, is he going to put any more money into the club?
So why not make him like us as fans, like us as people, like the city, and get him reinvigorated to start a journey again? Okay, admittedly with a different manager. We don't want a different manager, but we've got one now, so we're going to have to deal with that. I don't want the Prince to be receiving all these death threats and all these awful things and people talking about his factories and all that and sending him nasty stuff. Why don't we just make him love us again? Because he's the only one in that position that can actually affect change. We can't. We can just talk about it. So surely getting him on side makes far more sense, even if he is a baddie. I can't see any other way around this.
It's just not going to help, is it?
Exactly? What's done is done. Whether it was the right thing or realistically, we all know it was the wrong thing. But it's done now, so we have to, I think, make him change his thinking, because I don't want him to throw us down the toilet, throw us in the bin, and maybe sell us off on the cheap, or give us to an owner who could possibly be even, I don't say worse, but could be an owner that cares even less. So I am worried about that future, and he has thrown a lot of money in. Ewan, well done, lads, today. Hard watching that. It really was.
Thanks, Ewan. Cheers for that. Ewan's really got into the podcast as well. He was the first person to message me about a certain thing that Carla Saba said, or a certain two things that Carla Saba said in the podcast, which made me laugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, if you want to go and watch the podcast, they are a lot more entertaining than watching Sheffield United play football. Not more entertaining than listening to us talk about it, but they could be. You could enjoy it. Go over and have a look. A lot of people have got into podcasts recently as well. I think the older that you get, the more your attention you can keep your attention. I can't even speak. The more that you can kind of enjoy a podcast. I've got into them in the last kind of 4 or 5 years. And if you want to go and check them out, go for it. Well said. I've run out of words. Are we done, mate? Are we done? I'm genuinely worried for the future, and I'm trying to think as I speak. So, I might look back in a few months and say, what on earth was I talking about? But at the moment, I think our best bet is to get the Prince on side. There's literally everything that you've said makes sense. Like what? There's nothing that you've just said then that doesn't make sense. Like, why would you want the Prince to hate us all? Why would you give the Prince hate when it's not going to help anything? It's not going to bring Chris Wilder back. No point. And, so if you see some of the things that have been sent to him on social media, if he does read them, he will really question whether he still wants to be involved. And this is not a time to be selling a football club during a pandemic. I think our stock will never be lower with all that's gone on. And if a potential owner comes in and sees fans slinging all sorts about, they might think, well, I don't need that. So that's what I think. Just, it's tough. It's a bad time. Yeah. It really is. I think it's time for us to leave everybody, mate. Agreed. I'll be doing a match reaction in a minute, which I, again, really don't want to do. But it's got to be done. It's got to be done. So come back and join me in 10, 15 minutes if you like. That'd be brilliant. If not, I understand. I really do. It's dark times. We're not enjoying football at the moment. Hopefully, it'll all change when we're allowed to go back. But for now, let's just try and get through these rubbish times. So thanks for being here, Hal. Really appreciate it. I'll just put that on screen again, just one more time. Okay. Sorry. Why are you doing this to us? Why are you torturing us? Just because I love him. And as you know, he was very nice to me. So he's a great guy. Yeah. Well, he is. Yeah, we know that. Anyway, we can't keep listening to this. Listening to Prince out, Prince this, Prince that. Yeah, I know. I don't think my speech has had any effect at all. Not really. I think a few people did agree, mate. They did.
All right.
But it's we need to keep that rallying cry going because we're only going to go downwards if we carry on.
Yeah, please don't send him any mean messages on social media. I don't see how it will help. That's all.
No. If you want to send any mean messages about the Prince, send them to us instead. We'll deflect it.
Send them to me instead. You can leave Nick out of it. Send them to me. I'm the one who stuck my neck on the pillar. So I just want Sheffield United to be successful and to win football matches, and I'm just trying to think of the best way to achieve that. That's all.
Yeah, definitely. Right, well, thank you for being here, Hal. Thank you, Bob 8, for being in the background as usual, doing your stuff. He's giving the thumbs up. We like to see that. Back in 10-15 minutes to do a reaction. What's next, Hal? We've got the fans react tomorrow.
Yes, I'm just reading that Hal is crying, by the way. I do feel like that. I would say, though, if you're passionate about your football club, there's no shame in that.
No, definitely not. So what we got coming up, Hal?
Oh, sorry. We've got you doing the match reaction. We've got fans react tomorrow. And can I reveal the 17th?
Yeah, that's what I was teeing you up for.
Good. It's going to be the first ever fans forum where we're going to be talking about everything that's gone on over the past few days. We're leaving it till then, so we've had a chance to just compose our thoughts so that I don't say anything stupid. And we want you, as fans, to tell us exactly how you feel that the dust has settled as we look back on the achievements of Chris Wilder and look ahead to the future under JT Hammer.
Absolutely. So if you want to be involved in that, send us a DM on Twitter. Get involved. If you want to be on screen, fielding a question or two from me and Hal, talking about the club, talking about where we're going to go from here, talking about who maybe you would want to see as the next Sheffield United manager, then get involved. Send us a DM. We've had a few other guys. I'm going to say lads, but yeah, it's true, isn't it? No women. We'd like to get
women on the channel.
We want women.
I didn't say it like that. We want women on the channel. We want to represent, and there are any gender. I'm not going to get down that.
It's true, mate. It's true, mate. You see many females at matches, so it'd be nice to get someone on the channel because women also know about football.
Christ.
So I'm messing around.
My wife, when she tells me that I'm not very up with the times, I can sort of say, 2021, not in this house. In this house, it's still 1982. But no, we do want to get women on the channel. So if you are a woman, this just sounds so difficult to say, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
If you are a woman,
if you're a woman and you want to message Hal, go for
God.
it.
Yeah.
I'm on it. Right, we want fans on the channel to talk about Chris Wilder and what's going on, and then what we'll do. What I want to say, Hal, is that after that day, we move on from Chris Wilder because we've got to.
Yes,
we've got to. The best thing would be is a Eddie Howe situation. Wilder goes away and he comes back because he's not coming back right now. But after we've spoken about it, we draw a line under it. That's it. We carry on. We try and get behind whoever's going to be managing this club in the future. So let's leave it there. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for all the donations as well. It's really, really lovely to see. It really is. Again, thanks, Bobby. Thanks, Hal. And we're going to leave it there. And what we're going to do is we're going to leave with Shore & View has done us a lovely...
Have we got it on here?
I don't know. Just think of that.
I don't think it's on here today.
Oh, what has gone off here? What's gone off? Well, we did have one and we've got one, but it's not on this section of StreamYard at the moment. So I apologise about that. It's probably my bad for being very busy today.
We really lifted the curtain there, didn't we, into the background?
We did, mate. Or I did, yeah. Sorry about that. Anyway, we're going to do our wavy wave thing then, I reckon.
Oh, it's back, is it? Maybe for the last time. Do drop a message. Sorry, Johnny. Do drop a message to at Sheff United Way on Twitter or Instagram if you would like to be on the fans forum.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much for watching, guys. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.